at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens will help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreen Way in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's time for Friday Night Football.
Well, it's a chilly night up here in the Pacific Northwest, up in Snohomish, Washington, but not too cold for some Friday night football. We got the Snohomish Panthers and the Squalicum Storms squaring off tonight, vying for the Wesco 3A League Championship. Good evening, everyone. I'm David Gillespie. Alongside with me is my broadcast partner, Luke Winsor. And Luke, let's start off with Snohomish, rather.
They both wear red, so.
Yeah, that's why I always get those mixed up. Getting after it thus far this year at a 6-2 record for the regular season. It's been their best since 2007. What do you make of the job that Joey Hammer's done this year, steering this ship in the right direction?
Well, so far so good. You're West Coast South champ, so the team's won the division his first year. He's got a very dynamic offense, averaging over 40 points a game, and they have a chance to clinch the number 1 seed from the Wesco 3A with a win tonight against a very tough opponent in Squalicum. So far so good, for a first-year head coach.
And they're led by their 1-2 punch out of the backfield in Tyler Messina and Tyler Larson. One is speed back in Messina, and the other one a power back in Larson. And they've continued their dominance throughout the entire year this year. They've not slowed down, it seems like, whatsoever. What makes them so special in their contributions to the Snohomish offense?
Well, first and foremost, it starts up front with a good, solid offensive line. That group for the Panthers is very physical. They got good size. They're led by number 73, Carter Cole, their right guard, who I would suspect would garner some all-conference votes, maybe even some first-team all-area votes from the Everett Herald. And then, style-wise, you have Larson. He's the workhorse. He's the grinded-out 5 yards in a cloud of black rubber pellets because we're on field turf. And Messina, he's the big play guy. He's the guy that if he gets a crack and gets some open space, say goodbye.
The Storm led by Spencer Lloyd, their quarterback, who has over 1,100 yards rushing and 16 touchdowns. Expect him to make a key contribution to that Storm offense tonight as well. Looks like we are getting underway with the kickoff with Snohomish kicking it off to the Squalicum Storm. Getting underway with this Wesco 3A League Championship. This ball is kicked to about the 27-yard line. The Squalicum returns it to about the 39-yard line.
So much says they have the ball. There might have been a fumble.
Oh, yeah, you are right about that. It does look like there was a change of possession. Snohomish getting off to a hot start, forcing the turnover. We're going to see the Snohomish offense get in gear right now.
And Squalicum, they're probably the favorite. They're ranked 8th or 9th, depending on what poll you look at. And one of the ways that you need to, for an underdog to pull off an upset, is win the turnover battle and play very well in special teams. And Snohomish did just that right there on that one play. So let's see if they can take advantage of that and get out to an early lead.
Snohomish taking the field out of their traditional pistol offense. Conover trying to find his receiver on the left side in Mackay Williams, but unable to connect.
It looked like Mackay went backwards like it might have been a bubble screen, and Conover threw it out in front of him, and Mackay trying to get back to it slipped. So a little aggressive, I think, going against Tennessee because, again, with the two running backs that Snohomish has, they've really been running the ball well this year. And I think passing-wise, they maybe will put it in the air maybe 10, maybe 15 times a game.
Conover again out of the pistol. This time a handoff to Larson.
Yeah, it's Larson.
Who gets about 3 yards on the gain. They're down with a third and 8 rather, where they're on the 37-yard line.
And the important thing here for the Squalicum defense is because of the incomplete pass and holding Larson such a short gain, it's 3rd and long for the Snohomish offense. And Snohomish, because they don't throw it a whole lot, I don't think this is down into the scenario where they're very comfortable in.
3rd and long. A bit of a challenge for the Snohomish offense, who's more prone to running the ball as opposed to passing. But here's Conover trying to connect on the left side, unable to do so.
We do have a flag.
It appears a flag may have been called on the play. We will find out what this is all about. It looks like they're pointing. We see one ref, false start on the offense.
I think it's illegal procedure or illegal formation because one of the receivers, I don't know if they had all 7 men up on the line of scrimmage. I think one of the receivers may have been off the line when he was supposed to be on the line.
That's true. I didn't see much movement either. That's declined. So that will make it 4th and 8 for this Snohomish offense on the opponent's 37-yard line.
And this would be huge for Squalicum after that initial turnover. They could get a stop here, not even allow Snohomish to get a first down.
Squalicum's defense been so suffocating this year. We're seeing 14 interceptions in their 8 total games this regular season. It's going to be a challenge to see this run game click.
Quick kick.
And Conover, Hooch kicks this down to about the 3-yard line. Great kick by Conover. Showing his leg on that one. It's a change of possession. Squalicum will take the field with their offense for the first time tonight.
And good job by Mackay Williams, the wide receiver. He's the one who downed that punt. He allowed it to roll and get inside the 5-yard line before getting his hands on it. As soon as I saw Conover take that step back, I could tell it was going to be a quick kick. I think they realized that. I think it was more. This is more. Let's go get them back to the drawing board offensively. Let's try to pin him in deep and force their offense to go the long way.
A top-notch job by Hammer putting the Squalicum defense, out of great position and having to adjust right there. As looks like Spencer Lloyd right there keeping it and getting near to about maybe even got the first down on that one.
He had a huge hole up the middle. Great job by that Squalicum offensive line.
Yeah, they opened it right up.
You could have driven a go-kart through that.
Their offensive line doing a good job protecting for Lloyd this season. Lloyd this time with a handoff to Devontae Powell. Gets to the outside and gets near another first down. He's an explosive running back that I think a lot of people need to take note of because this guy is as shifty, as slippery, as forceful in his running capability as it gets. And that's someone that Snohomish is really going to need to game plan against tonight.
And because Squalicum, they're running a spread option, you have to really play both guys and play assignment football. And you get out of position on one and the other will hurt you.
Lloyd leading his offense out of their traditional shotgun sets. This time with the read option, keeps it. Trucks a defender down to about the 25-yard line. And again, inching close to another first down.
I think they're going to give it to him. And Spencer Lloyd, he's not an ordinary quarterback. He's listed also as a linebacker as well. So he's not afraid to lower the shoulder and run over a defender. And I think that And it looked like they pulled a couple linemen, so that maybe just a design quarterback counter with a fake to the running back.
So effective running out of the gun this year for Spencer Lloyd. Lloyd dropping back to pass, finds his receiver right there in Dedrick Mitchell, and they get another first down, putting this Snohomish defense on their feet and scrambling to find out how to adjust and really find a way to put an end to this drive.
Good adjustment by Mitchell. That ball's a little low and behind him, so he was able to get down on the ground and make that catch.
Lloyd again out of the gun with a handoff up the middle. Devontae Powell gets about 5 yards on the carry.
And the best part about that run is even though when he made contact, he kept a forward lean and got a couple extra yards. And the other thing I've noticed too is almost every run play that's been between the tackles, the holes that the Squalicum O-line has opened up have been massive.
Lloyd out of an empty backfield, hooks up with Devontae again, and Powell gets down to about the 42-yard line for another first down for the Storm team.
There's a flag. It was thrown on the 45-yard line almost right away, so this could be coming back.
We'll see what this flag is all about, but it does not look like it's in the favor of Squalicum, and you can see by the body language of Spencer Lloyd, who seems to be frustrated on the negated play right there. That was about to give them another first down.
No flag, they waved it off.
Oh, never mind. They are giving them the first down, and a big carry again from Devontae Powell. And I think Snohomish should be familiar with their style of play, especially in being so run-oriented in Squalicum.
And the spread is so prevalent, even at the high school level these days. But when you have as athletic a quarterback as Lloyd is, that's still tough to prepare for.
Lloyd dropping back to pass. He finds a wide-open Devontae Powell, who gets down to about the 15-yard line. And a big connection between the two for a big first down for Squalicum.
Powell coming out of the backfield running a rail route. And what helped hold that up is the motion man went to the flat, and the flat defender went to the motion man, and Powell slipped out behind that and was wide open.
And Squalicum showing no signs of slowing down right here as Lloyd keeps this one right up the middle, gets to the outside, and gets down to about the 2-yard line. And Squalicum really shifting gears on this Snohomish defense.
You notice they're running a hurry-up offense?
Yes.
Yeah, they're really speeding up the tempo right here, and Squalicum, like I said, they love to run the ball, but what they really like to do is they like to run the ball and fool you into thinking they're going to consistently run it and then go for the deep ball when you least expect it. But right here on this drive, they've just been connecting on a few intermediate routes and running the football so effectively as Lloyd keeps it, goes up the middle, and gets in for the score. Touchdown, Storm.
And Lloyd took the snap, delayed just a little bit, allowed the blocking to set up, and then he found that little crease, which is all you need at the goal line, and he dove across for the score. And the Snohomish defense, they got a lot of talking to do on the sidelines because they need to figure out what happened and what just ran over them.
Yeah, just such a slow start for the Snohomish offense. You got to be imagining Joey Hammer on the sideline just as upset as can be as Squalicum gets the PAT as well, and they're up 7-0 over the Snohomish Panthers team early in the first with 8:46 left to go. We're here at Veterans Memorial Stadium for the Westco 3A League Championship. We'll be right back.
Frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes? At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back to us here on STSPN at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where Squalicum is taking on the Snohomish Panthers, and they're up with a 7-0 lead early in this one. Just 2 minutes and 14 seconds into the game, and their star quarterback, Spencer Lloyd, with the draw up the middle and gets it to go for the first score of the game.
And very deflating for the Panthers. They force a fumble and recover it on the opening kickoff. I think they go 3 and out. They punt it inside Squalicum's own 5-yard line, and all Squalicum does is go about 97 yards without really much resistance from Snohomish for the opening touchdown of the game.
Messina back there to receive the kick. Only catches it. Jets up to the left side and gets down to about the 20-yard line. You got to wonder if this Snohomish offense is ready to take the field, because last time with an early fumble, it was an ugly start as one could get, for this, especially in such a big matchup like this one is right now.
And I think the important thing for Snohomish is just get this first down, get this drive going, and put the ball in your hands of your two best players. That's TNT, Tyler Larson and Tyler Messina.
Looks like they've gone out again in their traditional pistol set. Conover handing it off this time. I believe it was Messina on the carry. Only gets about 3 yards on the play. And you got to wonder when that explosive play is going to come from him, because he is, every game it's a huge play. You got to keep your eyes open for this guy, because he makes an impact when you least expect it, and it's a huge impact regularly.
Well, the trick whenever you play a great running back like that, everyone play your assignment, everyone fill your gap, don't give him anywhere to run.
Larson out of the backfield right there. Maybe got about 2 on the play, maybe 3 even. Looks like they're going to credit him with about 2.
That Squalicum defense, too, they are fast.
Oh, they are. They're very physical. Their front seven, as stout as it gets. They know how to suppress opposing offenses like it's nothing.
They're fast and they're physical, but most importantly is they're playing their assignments. No one's playing hero ball. No one's going out of their gap. Everyone's doing their job.
Conover again out of the pistol this time, handing it off to Messina, but he is taken down.
That was Larson.
That was Larson, excuse me. It's always tricky recognizing
they will switch them up. Sometimes Larson's the D-back and Messina's the side card, and sometimes they switch it up. So it really.
Well, it's the font of the jersey that can be kind of tricky sometimes, because from here it looks like a 2, but other times it could be a 1. So, but Snohomish, 4th down on this one.
They're definitely going to have to punt this.
Yeah, you do not want to be going for it at this point, especially with all the momentum on Squalicum's side right now.
The Panther defense really needs to come up with something on this next possession. Otherwise, another part of it, key to any upset is you have to keep it close. You have to keep the underdog at least has to keep the favorite within striking distance. And if Squalicum gets off to a fast start, they may run away with this before the Panthers even have a chance to get started.
Wyatt Berg punched this looked like about 30 yards on the punt, giving Squalicum great field position to start this new drive. It's 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. Squalicum just with so much momentum right now. You have to wonder if Snohomish, is going to be ready in this drive again, because they've had their way right now with their run game, especially being led by Spencer Lloyd, their quarterback. And again, like I said, Devontae Powell, who you also have to keep your eyes open for, because he is as elusive and as quick as it gets. So we'll see what happens right here.
You overplay one of those guys, the other will hurt you.
Lloyd out of the gun, this time handing it off to a receiver on the sweep. And he's getting a lot of yardage on this one. Big play right there from Dedrick Mitchell. Saw him get after it earlier in the previous drive, and the jet sweep right there, they have another play of another successful play that puts Snohomish in a tough position.
And actually, because Lloyd pitched it forward, that actually counts as a forward pass. So that's
true.
That's cheap and easy pass yards, but this may be coming back because of a penalty on Squalicum.
Oh,
may have been a hold or a block in the back.
Quite a few penalties called here early in this one. And a holding call to bring it back about 10 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 8.
Tough situation for Squalicum, who had such a big play thanks to Dedrick Mitchell on the shovel pass.
But if you're going to have a play called back on a penalty, if you're still 1st and 8, it's not bad.
Well, just in terms of having that play, if you don't get that play again, you're going to wonder what could have been had you not been holding. Lloyd keeps this one on the fake jet sweep, and he gets the 1st down and more. They have got to find an answer for him because he's having his way with this defense early on.
Well, right now it's all starting up front, and as you can see on that replay there, Lloyd did not get touched until he's about 6 or 7 yards downfield. And I don't care what level you're playing football at, if the defense isn't touching the ball carrier until he's gained 6 or 7 yards, you're in trouble.
Twins to the near side. Lloyd again out of the gun. This time handing it off to Devontae Powell. Gets about 2 or 3 on the play. Squalicum trying to put up another big play after that one called back a couple plays ago with Magic Mitchell, and we'll see what happens right here.
Squalicum slowing the pace just a little bit, and oftentimes with these hurry-up offenses, they will vary their pace just a bit just to keep the defense off guard.
Lloyd trying to connect with Powell again out of the backfield, but Messina right there up right in the middle to break up the play.
And I would like to see a little more urgency on the Snohomish defense, just because that was borderline lateral backwards pass, and if they sell it like it was and it's a fumble, they may have even gotten a recovery. But because it looked like it was Noah Dunham who was just so nonchalant after the ball fell to the ground, of course the official may have just decided to call that incomplete.
Lloyd faking the jet sweep, keeps it up the middle. He gets another big gain for another Squalicum first down.
Again, another huge hole created there by the offensive line. Some of that in part because a couple of the Snohomish defenders did go with Mitchell. They didn't want to get burned again on the fly sweep, and that just helped create just a huge opening. And really what needs to happen now for Snohomish is their front four has to hold their ground, has to stay at home in their gaps and try to take away some of this running room that the Storm have been getting.
Twins to the near side, the wing back set. Another handoff to Powell, who trips up on the play. They've got about a yard, or may have lost a yard rather. But yeah, this Squalicum team offensively, they haven't really done anything. They haven't really had much diversity in their play calling. They haven't had to. They haven't had to.
Yeah.
And Snohomish, it's surprising that they have no answer this far, because Squalicum's not really doing anything fancy and so ever so changing in their offense, because it's just been consistent. You know, keeps from Lloyd or inside handoffs to Devontae Powell. And faking the sweep with a keeper up on the left side, rather. He's brought down by Snohomish.
Braden Ulrich, their outstanding freshman middle linebacker, with the tackle there. And so really, the two best plays the Snohomish defense has had have been these last two in a row. Larson on a run blitz making a stop for a loss of 1, and then Ulrich making a tackle there for a gain of just 1. So set up a 3rd and long, and this is really where the Snohomish defense has to take advantage of this situation and get a stop here.
You have to wonder if Ulrich will step up tonight, or Ulrich, excuse me, rather, with 9 tackles and 3 sacks against Meadowdale last week. Lloyd, the keeper up the middle again for another gain of about 8. That's 6 tackles and a sack against Linwood, so he's really finding his rhythm on this Snohomish defense. But again, the defense has been rather stagnant tonight. We reached past the 3:30 mark in the first quarter with 4th down and 3 on the 20-yard line for Squalicum.
And often with this early in the game in the first quarter, you don't want to say this is a huge play in the game, but this really is a huge play. Can the Snohomish defense get a stop and get off the field and prevent the Storm from getting up 2 scores?
Lloyd deciding to go for it, but unable to convert. A big stop by Messina. That looked like Messina, actually. I think that was Messina on the play. And Messina with a big stop, making his presence known.
You're right, it was Messina.
Both offensively and defensively.
I get confused too with their numbers, but
hey,
great play by Messina.
I mean now.
It wasn't a blitz. He just read it, saw the hole open up, and he hit it. And he's able to make the tackle on Lloyd before Lloyd could really get going. So huge play for the Snohomish defense, not just to keep Squalicum from scoring, but that's just a big confidence builder for them.
Maybe this can shift the momentum for Snohomish's offense as the Panthers take the field with Conover again out of the pistol. This time a handoff out to the left side to Messina. They've gotten about 3 on the play.
And really a great play by the Squalicum defense. They did not allow Messina to get up the field. Go ahead, run to the sideline all you want. As long as he's not cutting it up and getting forward, the Storm defense will live with that.
Again, Messina just electric as can be. I mean, just looking at the numbers right here against Meadowdale, 16 carries for 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. Previous game against Linwood, 9 carries for 158 yards and 3 touchdowns, only played in the first half. And Larson with a handoff up the middle. So you got that 1-2 punch, and it seems like they show no signs of slowing down as the season winds on. And you know, you get tired, you get that fatigue late in the year where you've just been beat up, taking all that pounding throughout the season, but they just keep soldiering on in such an exponential way.
Yeah, but as they run into better defenses like they are tonight, I think they really need more production out of Conover, whether it's him running the ball or throwing the ball, just to have that one extra option for opposing defenses to have to worry about.
Yeah, putting up a balance on that offense. As Conover keeps this one up the middle, gets about 6 on the play,
and
or rather 5.
And this is where he can take advantage of the fact that the defenses will be so keyed in on Messina and Larson that if every now and then when he fakes it to him, the defense will bite. He can take it and get positive yardage.
And Conover, he's got some wheels himself. He can run the ball pretty effectively. Last week, of course, starting to click in the passing game with 2 touchdowns on 8 for 14 passing with 166 yards against Meadowdale. This time he's playing a Squalicum defense that's only has 1 loss on the season as Conover jets to the right side with a ton of yardage to gain. And he's out at about the 26-yard line on that one with a huge gain.
Great decision by Conover. They bit, again, the Squalicum defense, they bit hard on the fake handoff to Larson. Conover read that, he pulls the ball, and he had a lot of green turf in front of him. Got what he could, and then he got out of bounds to avoid any punishment. But this is obviously so far the best possession that the Panthers have had, and a lot of that has been the fact that they're allowing their quarterback Conover to run the ball as well.
Big 38-yard gain right there on that one. Looks like Larson was tripped up on that one. Or excuse me, Messina rather.
Messina with a carry for a short gain.
Again, slipping up on that fun.
Well, and they move them around too. It's not as if one's always behind Conover and one's always to the side. They switch it up.
Best to keep an eye out for Jackson Campbell on that defensive line, arguably their most productive defender in that front 7, who's just very forceful in the way he plays, and expect him to potentially have an impact on this Squalicum defense tonight. Messina carries this to the outside, or Larson carries this to the outside. May have gained about 4 on the play, it looks like. A tough angle from here.
And this is a situation where Squalicum's probably fortunate that it was Larson. You're nothing against him. Fine running back, but Messina's got just a little extra gear. And if that had been him running the ball, he may have turned that corner and taken it all the way to the end zone. Timeout Squalicum.
Timeout is taken by the Squalicum Storm. And we're going to keep it here. Or excuse me, we're going to go to break. You're watching Friday Night Football on STSPN. We'll be right back.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Welcome back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Squalicum Storm taking the lead early in this one. We wind down the final seconds of the first quarter. 7-0 over the Snohomish Panthers on Snohomish's home turf right now. And we've seen a lot from Spencer Lloyd tonight with Snohomish's defense not being able to answer.
Well, on the first drive, that's correct. On the second drive, they got a big stop, and now they're trying to take advantage of that and tie this game. And what I suspect, later on in this game on Snohomish defensively, they may need to blitz their linebackers more just to take away some of those running lanes that Squalicum has opened up in between the tackles.
As you said, a lot of momentum built upon this drive with a big 38-yard carry from Tate Conover. As Conover hands it out to Messina for the outside run, but
Messina with the carry gets pushed out of bounds.
looks like he lost some yardage on that one.
And nice play there by the defensive back for Squalicum, number 4, Ashton Token. He didn't make the tackle, but he got penetration into the backfield, forced Messina to bounce it out wider than he wanted to, and that allowed the rest of the defense to converge and get the play, stop for loss.
And Ashton Toktikin having 4 interceptions on the season, leading the team with interceptions. They have 14 total for their team this year. So productive in turning the ball over in the air. You have to wonder if Snohomish is aware of that, so much so that they choose to run the ball as Larson runs it up the middle.
They got the first down.
It's another Panthers first down.
And they went to the right side, which has been where they've gotten done a lot of their business here. And Carter Cole, combined with the tackle I didn't get the number for, but he really just kind of caved in that side of the defense for Squalicum, and Larson did the rest.
Conover again out of the pistol. Larson to his right side, Messina behind him. Conover rolling out to his right side, trying to connect, but unable to do so with Larson, who drops the pass.
And he was open, and he would have had room to run too had he held on to that pass. Well, I really wanted to see Conover throw it a little sooner, but still, Larson was open. He just dropped the ball.
You got to come down with that one.
Dropped the ball.
That's just unacceptable, I'm sure, on Joey Hammer's end. He's got to be livid with that. That potential, it could have been a big play right there.
I mean, drop passes happen. It's just
you got to move on from it.
There's never a good time. Well, unless you're in a 2-minute drill and you would have been tackled short of the first down.
But being down in the, you want to make sure you capitalize on these, because you'll experience quite a few big plays from that Squalicum offense on the other end.
Here's Messina.
Messina to the outside, brought down right there by Squalicum's defense. Zach Tucker on the stop.
Tucker, their
big defensive play.
Tucker, their outside linebacker in a 3-4 defense. He defeated his blocker, got past Carter Cole, and then tackled Messina up a little high, but looked like he was able to avoid a horse collar and a face mask. So no harm, no foul.
We come to the end of the first quarter with Squalicum leading this one at Veterans Memorial Stadium 7-0 over the Snohomish Panthers. Watching the Wesco 3A League Championship on STSPN. We'll be right back.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back here at Snohomish High School at Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Snohomish, Washington. Snohomish is trying to respond to the early score put on by Squalicum Storm's offense led by Spencer Lloyd. Got a lot of momentum on their side with a big carry from Tate Conover in this one, but it's 3rd down and 11, and a tough situation is Snohomish right now.
Looks like Coach Hammer's still talking to the referee, so a little delay to start the second quarter. I would think, depending on however much confidence Snohomish has in their place kicker, this could be 4-down territory, so which would then influence the play call. If it is 4-down, if they are thinking going 4 down, 4th down, we may see a run here. If not, then we'll expect Conover to put this ball in the air.
You think on 4th down and long they would proceed?
Well,
to run the ball?
it's 3rd and long now. If they're thinking 4-down territory, they may run it just to shorten up 4th down. But again, a lot of that also depends on how much confidence they have in their kicking game.
Be interesting to see what the play call is here. These next 2 downs. Conover again out of the pistol. The wide receiver in motion. He hands it off to, he keeps it rather on the read option and gets stuffed behind the line of scrimmage right there by Jackson Campbell. Jaden Raymond.
Quarterback counter, and you have the guard and tackle pulling around, but what happened is no one accounted for Raymond, the defensive end there, and usually that's the first puller. He's got the end man line of scrimmage. He ran right past him.
Looks like Snohomish will be proceeding with a field goal attempt. Didn't see too much of that the last contest we broadcasted with them and Edmonds Woodway getting after it. Snohomish veterans. He got the field goal. Wow. That looked like a little questionable, but he was able to get it in, and Snohomish is on the board.
35 yards out, and I believe that was Kyle Hammer, Coach Hammer's son, and it was from 35 yards, and that would have been good from 35.5 yards.
And Snohomish, yeah, you got that right. Snohomish finally putting up a score on the board, down by 4 now with 11:20 in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick commercial break and be back with this one at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Snohomish finally gets on the board for the first time tonight, executing on a 35-yard field goal. And Snohomish getting ready to kick it away for Squalicum yet again. Squalicum returns this at about the 15-yard line up the right side. And a big return from Devontae Powell down to about the 45-yard line with great field position to start this Squalicum offense.
And if you're going to do these pooch kicks, you got to kick it high so the coverage team has time to get down there, but they have to stay in their lanes and make the tackle. Otherwise, you're giving up great field position to the offense, a very good offense, and that's just less yards that they have to go to score.
Powell, as versatile as it comes, as a starting safety, a starting running back, and on top of that, their starting kick returner. Already contributing big for this offense, helping them find their rhythm early in this one. So Lloyd again out of the shotgun, fakes the handoff and keeps it up the middle again. We've seen that so much tonight. He gets about 3 or 4 on the carry.
Just fakes it to the running back, keeps it himself. Decent hold right away, but then the Panthers did a much better job than they have all night of just closing the hole off and holding it. I mean, up until the last couple of carries, Powell, I think Lloyd had been averaging almost a first down a carry.
Lloyd out of the gun, but looks like a flag will stall this play.
I think someone may have moved a little bit early.
Penalty.
It is expected to be called, a false start on the offense. They'll bring it back 5 yards. Second and long. Key player also to keep an eye out for on this Squalicum offense. Starting right guard Dominic Mack, who's just as physical and as quick for an offense lineman as you can imagine.
5'11", 285. He's got the size, but most importantly, he moves well. I don't care how big an offensive lineman is. If they can't move, they really can't play.
You got that right. Trying to get an encroachment penalty on this Snohomish defense, but looks like they're going to proceed with the play as they hand it off to Powell again, who just busts his way up the middle for about a gain of 5, and he just runs so forceful. He's someone to really keep an eye out for because, he can make an explosive play just as much as, maybe even more so than Lloyd with how quick he is.
And what I liked about that run is he was patient. He let his blocks develop, and then he just kind of worked his way through traffic, broke a couple tackles. then when he gets tackled, he's falling forward and getting an extra yard or two.
Wood again out of the gun, gonna hand it off again to Powell, out to the left side, who gets a first down and more, down to about the 42-yard line with a big carry again from Powell.
Again, nice run by Powell, and again, he lets his blockers do their work. He doesn't run past them. He allows them to get on a man before he turns on the jets. And so many young running backs, that's a big mistake they make is they just run fast, and then they run past their linemen before their linemen have ever a chance to actually block somebody.
They don't wait for the play to develop, and good job by Powell for doing such on that one.
Looks like Powell's taking a breather.
Yeah, they're going to give Powell a breather after his impact early on in this drive as Lloyd fakes the handoff, tries to connect with a receiver, but it is dropped by Dedrick Mitchell.
And a late flag on the
flag
play.
is called on the play.
Mitchell was wide open. That's almost one that Lloyd should just take a little bit off it, just make it as easy a catch as possible. And now let's see what this late flag is. Thrown in the direction of a couple of opposing linemen, so maybe some unsportsmanlike conduct here.
And a lot of penalties called on this one.
We got a chop block, actually.
Legal block on the offense, and that'll bring this one back.
Cannot high-low somebody.
Yeah, that's, the emphasis on player safety is at an all-time high in the sport of football. And
well, it's also nice to take it, defensive player safety too. In this case, they're a defensive lineman's knees. Because on a chop block, it's called when two linemen are engaged and then someone goes low on a double team at the defender's knees. And that happened to me once when I was a player in practice, and a scuffle may or may not have broken out after that.
And neither confirm nor deny.
He started it.
Hey, no, it's a very dangerous play, and I get the tension that comes with it. I've witnessed my fair share of skirmishes playing football at Shortcrest High School.
Do that in a game, that's one thing. Doing it to your teammate in practice, so that's.
You got to take it. It's like going after the quarterback in practice and slammed him down to the ground just to prove a point when you get a big sack. There's just no need for it.
My old head coach Dan Mack, he's actually doing color for the KRKO down the hallway here. You ever touch the quarterback in his practices, and that his Irish temper would emerge.
it would show itself. It would manifest itself for sure. Yeah, that was a no-no at my school either. You get scolded pretty bad if that happens.
And your head coach was a state your head coach was a state runner-up at Renton Wrestling.
Yeah.
For
Camiac High School. Yeah.
Yes.
He says, and I have full and utmost respect for Coach Christensen.
And an All-American linebacker at Central too.
You know your history, man. That's Coach Brandon Christensen, who's doing a tremendous job for Shortcrest High School right now. But we're going to take a quick commercial break as the timeout was called on the field. We'll be back with more action from Veterans Memorial Stadium here on STSPN.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200+ national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Anyways, we're back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium just talking a little more about
reminiscing.
Coach, reminiscing. You got that right, about Coach Brandon Christensen of Shortcrest High School, who's done a tremendous job this year with Shortcrest, who's in position to qualify for a regional as well. And
you see a formation like this with both wide receivers up top on the line of scrimmage. The inside receiver, he's ineligible because he's covered up by the outside receiver. Typically with formations like this, it's almost 100% run unless they decide to maybe throw a screen pass to the outside receiver or to a running back. That's the only time you'll see the ball put in the air is would be usually a screen or even that little pop pass to the receiver coming in motion. Otherwise, it's a run all the way.
Frankly, you have to expect a run because that's for the most part what they've done all night. Lloyd again out of the shotgun, fakes the handoff, goes down the middle, tries to find his receiver, and he does so. A big catch right there. Colin McKecken
Oh, thanks for making me look bad, Squalicum.
McEachran, excuse me.
But on the replay, the receiver, the slot receiver, because he was covered up, he could not go up for a pass. He stayed on the line of scrimmage. They play action, and they kind of played on what the typical tendency is. They broke tendency, play action, and then send the wingback and the other receiver down the field. And it broke free. Snohomish has been susceptible to play action fakes and allowing receivers to run free in their secondary, and it happened there.
Looks like there was a penalty declined on the play on Snohomish.
Yeah, Squalicum will take the result of that play.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple times last week, Snohomish gave up touchdown passes because they bit hard on play action and receivers broke wide open.
Yeah, and we saw, and that's something that Snohomish has really need to adjust to this entire season, is stopping those big plays. We saw a plethora of them again against Edmonds Woodway here at Veterans Memorial Stadium a few weeks ago, where Pasio Cherry
ran
was
wild.
As wild as it could be, man.
And Snohomish did get an assist from a white.
Lloyd is brought down right there. That time by Braden Ulrich. A good stop, trying to limit this Squalicum run game from finding its rhythm again, and that's a good job.
And much better job by the Snohomish defensive line, keeping blockers off. If you keep blockers off Ulrich, he will find the football. He's got good instincts, but you have to keep the offensive line of Squalicum off of him to allow Ulrich to make plays.
Squalicum deciding to go for it here on 4th down and 5. 37-yard line. At the 8:30 mark in the second quarter. Oh, and a bobbled snap. And that will be a turnover on downs for Snohomish.
And good fortune for them. Bobbled snap looked like Squalicum was setting up for a pass play, and I believe Lloyd, he took his eye off that snap just a bit, just to kind of see what coverage Snohomish was going to be in and who might be breaking open. But again, it's whether you're catching a shotgun snap or a pass from the quarterback, you got to look the ball all the way in your hands first, just basic fundamentals.
It's such a misfortune for Squalicum's case to fumble the ball at just such great such great field position for Snohomish, where they get the ball at the 46-yard line. And just an unfortunate end for their sake on that drive. Conover again out of the pistol. Messina in the backfield. Conover looking to his right side and connects with his guy. He's brought down at the 50-yard line.
And
Jacob Brandvold on the catch.
Brandvold running a hitch route. Good route, but when he catches it, if he turns to the outside, he's one-on-one with the defender. But because he turned it to the inside, now he's having to break a tackle of 2 defenders, and I'd rather you turn to the outside, take less punishment.
Dealing with that swarm tackle football that Squalicum so eloquently executes is. Looks like, they fooled me on that one. I thought Larson was getting the ball on that one.
Conover keeps it again.
Instead, Conover keeps it.
And it's really important that if Messina and Larson are going to go off tonight, then it's really important that Conover does a good job of carrying the ball when he gets the opportunity to, just to keep that Squalicum defense honest.
Again, no big plays from Snohomish's run game thus far tonight, except for the one 38-yard keeper from Conover. Wondering if that explosive play will come anytime soon from Larson and Messina.
And
the flag is called on the play.
False start. I believe the tight end Dunham just jumped a little bit in his stance. And then
we have seen so many penalties tonight. And what it comes down to is discipline, and you just wonder what's going on.
Well, it's a big game, so nerves can be playing a factor, and especially if you're the end man on the line of scrimmage, like which tight ends or tackles would be, if they jump even just a little bit, it's a lot more visible than would be, say, for a guard.
Certainly, yeah, the excitement at such a significant eye for this Snohomish team, who again has not been to the state tournament since 2007. Different coaching then too. As Conover rolls to his left side, looks back to his right, tries to connect with a wide open receiver.
That was Dunham.
But that was overthrown, and Dunham unable to connect with him on that one.
Just Conover on a half roll to his left, stops, and then Dunham, he delays his route, releasing his route, he'll block and then release. And Conover, he put that ball on a line. If he just puts a little more air under it, Dunham would have had a chance to run underneath that to make a much easier catch.
Such a costly play for Snohomish, who's without a doubt going to get a first down if they were able to convert on that play. Now they're in a tough 4th and 6 situation.
Well, if Dunham had caught that in stride, he may have even been able to score, too.
Got that right, yep.
I think Conover just got a little too excited and put a little too much mustard on that pass.
Snohomish back to punt. They were able to do so.
Short kick.
This goes out at about the 30-yard line. We will have a change of possession. Squalicum gets the ball. And, yeah, we're going to keep it here in the meantime. Snohomish could have had a big play on that opportunity, and unfortunately, with a little too much mustard on that pass, unable to do so, and they're going to have to rally back this team defensively.
Well, the good thing for their defense is they've gotten a couple stops now, so they've got some confidence. They know they can stop the Squalicum offense, and now they just have to continue to do that on a consistent basis to give their offense a chance to score again and take the lead.
Again, this Squalicum offense leaning so much on their two runners, their two primary runners, and Spencer Lloyd and Devontae Powell. This time, it's a different running back carrying the ball for Squalicum. It looked like it was Trenton Brown on the carry. Giving Powell a breather, I'm guessing, because didn't see any instances where he was shaken up on the play.
Good job by Snohomish. And they've changed their defense up just a little bit. They're playing more of a, they're playing one more linebacker in the box.
Lloyd tries to roll out to his right and connect with Dedrick Mitchell.
That was just a miss on Lloyd's part. He really wasn't under any pressure, and he just overthrew his receiver there. Put it about a foot out of his reach. When you're not under pressure like that, stop. Even on the design rollout, stop. Set your feet, make a good, accurate throw.
They've had a lot of struggles tonight to connect between Lloyd and Mitchell. Drops and overthrows. It's 3rd and 8. 32-yard line for this Squalicum offense.
And it'd be huge for the Snohomish defense to get a 3 and out here to be their first of the game.
Lloyd dropping back to pass, under pressure. Almost finds Mitchell, but again, a dropped pass, cost them a chance at a big first down.
Give Lloyd a lot of credit. He stood in there against the rush. He had 2 men right around him to be able to fight that off long enough to get a fairly accurate pass off, and again, Mitchell just dropped the pass.
That was where the ball needed to be, and frankly, Mitchell unable to come down with it.
And he's having a slow walk off the field. He's obviously clearly disappointed with himself, and any receiver worth their salt would say if it touches their hands, they should catch it.
Mitchell, their starting slot receiver. He's a pretty good corner as well. He's got 2 interceptions on the season, adding to their 14 total turnovers through the air. Squalicum punting this away, and it'll be down at about the 34-yard line. Snohomish will take the field offensively to try to recapture the lead.
And give Snohomish credit. There's a lot of people before the game who thought that Squalicum would win this game pretty comfortably, but so far the Panthers are hanging in tough, and they're just one play away from taking the lead.
Yeah, we've got a tight-knit game right now with 5:44 to go. Only less than, only a touchdown. One possession game right now is what we have right here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Conover so effective in running the ball tonight, and hands it off to Larson on that one, though. He stuffed what looks like it was behind the line of scrimmage.
And Snohomish, they looked like they were running a trap, and Squalicum blitzed from the backside, and they got into the backfield, and that watched them before it could really get going.
Looks like another penalty called on this offense. So many costly penalties tonight. We'll see what it is.
And pre-snap penalties usually mean it's on the offense.
Another false start on this offense, and I mean, both sides have experienced their fair share of penalties, so it's not really just Snohomish's issue to cope with.
And at this point in the game, you'd think the nerves would have settled down and they'd just be playing football. So
I'm sure that's going to be part of the pep talk from head coach Joey Hammer as they enter the halftime.
Well, if they keep committing penalties, there won't be much pep in that talk.
You got that right. Conover again out of the pistol with one receiver to the near side. Dropping back to pass, looking to find his guy. And he does so with Mekhi Williams, who's down at about the 39-yard line.
Good out route there by Mekhi Williams, and Conover delivering that ball on time. And so they get out of the hole they were in, sets up a much easier third down.
Mekhi Williams playing both sides of the ball for Snohomish as their starting corner as well. Larson with the carry up the middle, or rather to the left side.
That'll bring out the punting for Snohomish. The running room for both Larson and Messina just has not been there tonight.
Yeah, we've seen a significant lack of explosive plays from them that seem to be occurring on a regular basis week to week. But tonight, Squalicum doing a good job at mitigating their impact. Snohomish punting this one away. Squalicum will fair catch this one. Mason Lloyd there back to receive.
A short punt by Snohomish. Again, Squalicum's going to get decent field position to start this drive.
And this Squalicum team getting off to such a hot start this year, only one loss on the season. That one against Marysville Pilchuck.
Which, if you saw how Marysville Pilchuck has finished the season, it's a bit of a surprising result because they're on a bit of a. They lost last week to Arlington in a tough game, and they initially early on Marysville Pilchuck looked like they could have been a front runner for this #1 seed from the north, but they fell off and they were really in danger last week of not being a playoff team, and they're not now.
And historically, they've been such a very powerful team to contend against, but this year not exactly the same case as Spencer Lloyd. Just called him Tyler Lloyd.
Do you know a Tyler Lloyd?
I think I was. I don't know if I do, but I think I was thinking of Tyler Boyd for a second for the Cincinnati Bengals. For whatever reason, he was on my mind right there. But Spencer Lloyd, rather.
On your fantasy team?
Yeah, you got that right. That's probably what it was. And Spencer Lloyd again with keepers up the middle, and he's just been so effective in running the ball. And Snohomish needing to find an answer against him in this one. This time, Ben Schlenbaker on the carry. Freshman running back.
And I think when Schlenbaker sees that run on film, either tomorrow or Monday, he's going to be kicking himself. If he'd bounced that to the outside, there was no one out there for Snohomish. They did really a poor job of outside contain on that play, but Schlenbaker did the defense a favor by running inside.
Lloyd again with Schlenbaker in the backfield, but he keeps this one. He gets about what looks to be 2 yards on the play. It'll be third down for this Squalicum offense.
And again, anytime you see this type of offense where there's a lot of fakes in the backfield, you don't know who's going to carry the ball. Play your gap. Don't buy on any fakes. Play your gap, and eventually the ball will come to you. And also by playing your gap, you don't give the offense much room to run.
Or for the Bill Belichick translation, do your job, basically.
Yeah, do your job.
There you go.
No
with the mumbling.
No days off.
No days off. On to Cincinnati. With a carry up the middle, Lloyd, a big gain on that one.
And case in point, Squalicum sends a man in motion. They fake it to him on the fly sweep. A couple of similar defenders. They just took a couple steps in his direction, and Lloyd kept it himself, and he ran into the space that the linebackers vacated.
This Squalicum offense, they love to have their receivers in motion. A lot of traps, a lot of pulling guards, and pulling linemen.
A lot of eye candy, and they try to get you to take your eyes off what you're supposed to be reading and onto what they're doing in the backfield.
You got that right. Wonder if they're going to open it up with all these runs to go for a deep ball. And he does so, trying to connect with his receiver, but unable to do so. Again, Dedrick Mitchell, that connection has just been
just a little
minimal all night.
Mitchell lined up on the safety, started to run a skinny post, but never was able to get separation. But had the ball been on target, he still would have had a nice gain inside, at least inside the 5.
And again, Mitchell has put himself in a good position to catch the ball. It's just either been overthrown or it's been a drop. And it's just, you know, you got to be just beating yourself after all those plays because he's right there.
Sometimes it's just not your night.
You got that right. That's certainly been the case between them in the pass game, but everything else, especially out of the run game, been successful for Squalicum tonight as Schlenbaker with a carry out to the left side gets down to about the 15-yard line.
He's going to have enough for the first down, too.
They will give him the first down.
Just a kind of a version of the old Green Bay Packer power sweep. You get both guards pulling, you get a seal here and a seal there.
Back in the Vince Lombardi days.
Running back runs up the alley.
Jim Taylor, Paul Hornan. Condolences out to the Jim Taylor family. And unfortunately dealt with the loss of Jim Taylor this year.
And hey, plays that worked back in the 60s can work now.
You got that right. That's still there's plenty of teams out there that look at that as maybe their bread and butter. As Schlenbaker up the middle, trucking his way down to about the. Did he get the score? They give him the score. What a run by the freshman running back Schlenbaker.
Well, the first half of that play, this is all offensive line. Huge hole on the power. Then from the last 5 yards in is all Schlenbaker running hard, and you can see why they put him in there even as a freshman. He runs hard, he keeps his feet moving, and he gets hard yards like that and gets in for a big score for the Storm.
Is it blasphemous to say it's not? I know it's not to that degree, but flashes of beast mode maybe on that play.
Whoa.
Okay, I'll pump the brekes. That was an impressive run, though. I mean, that was
impressive run again. The first more like 2/3 of that's on the offensive line. They ran the power play where they cave in the play side on the defensive line, pull the backside guard around, huge hole, and then Schlenbaker did the rest.
Squalicum up 14-3 in this one at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll be right back with a continuation of the first half.
Maybe offsides.
Welcome back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Snohomish, Washington. The Squalicum Storm are taking control of this one, up 14-3 with 1:36 remaining in the first half. Flag was called on the kickoff, so they're going to bring this one back.
Probably an offsides on Squalicum. But back to that touchdown, that's a big score with 1 minute 36 left in the first half. And when you can see that Snohomish has a really hard time running the ball, that's a lot of momentum for the Storm, assuming they can keep Snohomish from scoring for these last 96 seconds.
And from a freshman running back, too, and Brendan Schlenbaker. I mean, it was just Schlenbaker. I mean, that was absolutely incredible what he was able to do on that carry.
It just shows you that the Storm program is in good hands with talent like that coming up through the ranks.
You got that right. As Snohomish is brought down to about the 40-yard line on that return. They will take the field offensively yet again to try to put up their first touchdown of the night going into the second half.
And even if it's just a field goal, any score from Snohomish would be big going into halftime because they will also get the ball to start the second half. So if they can get a score here and then get the ball and score again, they're right back in this.
No matter what happens tonight, not a big deal for either team. They won't be done for their season, but certainly on the out route, Jacob Brandvold was overthrown on that one.
Yeah, way too far out in front for Brandvold. Even if he dove, he would have fallen way short of that pass.
But as I was saying, vying for that number 1 seed will present the opportunity to host Metro's number 5, which could be Garfield High School, or the Wesco number 2 seed, which would be the loser of tonight's game, will host South Sound Conference's number 4 seed, which could be Central Kitsap. So this one all about seeding for who you end up playing against.
It's seeding, but it's also that prestige to say we were the best team in Wesco 3A.
And the home field advantage as well.
And yeah.
Conover finds his guy on the left side. And he is off to the races. Touchdown, Panthers. Jacob Brandvold.
Great play design there by Snohomish. They faked the slip screen. It looked like they faked it to either Messina or Mackay Williams. I couldn't tell just because they're so far away. And then they send Brandvold, he fakes like he's going to block, then he slips out, gets behind the defense, and then Conover, beautiful pass by Conover to Brandvold. Hits him in stride.
He was wide open.
And
that was
Brandvold's able to outrace the Squalicum defense to the end zone.
When you're as wide open as Brandvold was on that one, I mean, after that, it's a foot race. You're hoping you can catch up to him, but chances are it's not going to be the case.
The kick is good. I coached with a guy who he would tell a quarterback, if you get a guy that wide open, you throw it up so high that where you basically say, you're a derogatory term if you don't catch this.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to keep it here after that score. Snohomish, quick answer. Squalicum, who scored on the previous drive, with a big carry from Shen Blaker. And, yeah, a big connection right there from Tate Conover to Jacob Brandvold. Wide open catch, and Snohomish trying to at least find their rhythm going into halftime so they can just reset, because clearly with the turnovers and the flags, you want to get yourself in the right set of mind.
Now with 56 seconds and Squalicum does have one timeout left, that's still plenty of time for them to drive down the field and possibly get a score, so it's important for Snohomish to keep this momentum going into halftime. Just don't give up any points.
There you go.
They can get some yards, whatever. Just don't give up the big play. Don't give up the score. Go into halftime, regroup, and then you're going to get the ball to start the second half.
I want to correct myself on the pronunciation of Squalicum's running back, and Ben Schlenbaker. I keep saying Shenblaker. It's just one of those names you trip up, and my apologies for that one. What a carry he had earlier in this one. Snohomish kicks this off to about the 25-yard line. This time, it's Bryce Pennick with the return. It's about a few yards on that one, and Squalicum will take the field offensively yet again to close out the first half.
And so now really the message to the Panther defense is keep everything in front of you and keep them in bounds.
Don't allow any big plays, you know.
And keep them in bounds, because even if they get the first down, the clock will stop to move the chains, but then it starts once the chains are set. So keep everything in front of you, keep them in bounds.
You have to wonder if they're going to be going for it. Looks like they are going to be going for a big play offensively. Not just kneeling this to go into the second, going into halftime. Schlenbaker gets the carry to the right side, and again tripping up with that name, but I will get it down. Schlenbaker with a carry out to the right side, a big gain. They're going to give him a first down on that one.
And Mackay Williams with really a touchdown-saving tackle, because if Schlenbaker breaks that tackle and breaks free, there was no one on the Snohomish defense who maybe it would have been in position to stop him.
I'll tell you what, seeing that, I mean, you look at those plays and you see so much potential, and it's all about honing in that skill set. Oh, looks like Lloyd trying to connect on a pass right there, but unable to do so.
And
on the 35-yard line.
Snohomish may have gotten away with one, because it looked like Mackay Williams may have made some contact a little early, but in his defense, he was going for the football, so I think the official let that go.
And we haven't seen much pass interference penalties called tonight. I don't think we've even seen one.
Well, a lot of
it's mostly just been those, starting the play penalties.
The receivers have been open, so there hasn't been a lot of chance for contact.
There you go. True that. As Lloyd again out of the offset gun. Dropping back to pass, looks to his left side. Tries to find his man in Zach Tucker, but unable to do so. And again, passes too high, passes too,
He's just been a little off when it comes to throwing the ball tonight. And a lot of that just, whether it's nerves, excitement, but set your feet, slow down just a little bit, especially when you have good protection, and make a strong, accurate throw.
When you see the ratio from rushing touchdowns to passing ones, 16-6. It's, he's only completed 46% of his passes thus far this year, so passing certainly not their strong suit, and we're kind of seeing that on display tonight as a big stop right there. Looked like that was that Tyler Larson. It was indeed, with a huge tackle for loss. And that'll make it 4th down and 10.
And I couldn't tell if that was a blitz or not because the pole was in the way, but even if it wasn't, Larson just saw the hole open up and then he hit it. And it's just good instinctual linebacker play.
And we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium with Squalicum leading Snohomish 14-10.
Fred's Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
Welcome back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Snohomish down by 4 with 24 to go in the first half. Squalicum leading 14-10. It's 4th down and 12 with a big play from the Squalicum offense. Looks like they may have been just trying to draw them off sides. Well, they'll send out the punt team. Their timeout has been called.
Typically, when you run the freeze play, you don't want you want the other team to jump, not your own.
Yeah. There you go. 'Cause we've seen enough of those penalties, come from Squalicum side even, as well as Snohomish, and at least we saw a clean play on that one.
Yeah, and even there's 24 seconds left, so while it's unlikely that Snohomish will score here, but just good ending to the first half for the Panthers, because they're going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
And a near block right there by Tyler Larson, who almost had his chance to
lay out, young man. It's a good hurt.
Take that one away. But Snohomish will get the ball with 14 remaining at the 23-yard line. And great response on that last drive for Snohomish, with a big play from Tate Conover to Jacob Brandvold on that wide open catch.
And that really just kind of depends on how aggressive does Coach Hammer want to be. We could see Conover take a knee. We could see a run up the middle, or usually if you want to throw on a 2-minute drill, the safe way to start is to use your quick screen.
It looks like they're going with an empty backfield where they are going to go for the deep ball, potentially. And Conover guns it down the middle, and it looks like
intercepted.
It was intercepted by Squalicum. That was Colin McEachran on the interception with 8 seconds to go in the first half.
Just an inaccurate pass and a bad decision. He was looking for Brandvold across the middle, but Brandvold had a defender in front of it and then McEachran behind him.
And that was an ill-advised pass, I think, to say the least, on that one.
And now with 8 seconds, Squalicum with the ball at the Snohomish 37. We might see a Hail Mary here.
32 rather, but yeah, or excuse me, 37. Yeah, that's right. I was reading the scoreboard.
So we
should have looked on the field.
So we could see a Hail Mary here, or maybe even a quick pass, just to set up a shorter.
All trying to take a last-ditch effort to make a last-ditch effort rather to potentially get some points on the board. The timeout is called by Squalicum. And they are going to regroup for the final, presumably 2 plays of the half.
What you could see here is maybe just a quick out route, about 5-yard out route.
You'd have to figure they're going to be playing the boundaries.
You got to get out of bounds. And so if you're Snohomish, you tell maybe your corners to watch out for that. And if you see that, get up, make that tackle, try to get him in bounds. Otherwise, it'll either be that or it's going to be the Hail Mary. You really can't call any other type of play if you're Squalicum, especially with no timeouts left.
So do you expect them to play prevent on these next couple plays, just to make sure that they're not allowing
what you might do
Squalicum to take any chances downfield?
See the defensive backs play deep, and then maybe widen your linebackers out to take away that quick out route, just in case that's what the Storm decided to do.
And again, a lot of missed connections out of the pass game from Squalicum's offense, with Spencer Lloyd finding his slot guy in Dedrick Mitchell open several times, but overthrows and
double
drops
pass.
right there. He finds him, and Mitchell Guns it down the right side for a touchdown. Oh my goodness. What a play from Dedrick Mitchell.
Looked like it was number 26. He caught that.
25. Steve Owens on the catch.
And great design because they sent, it looks like they sent number 8, Declan McGee. He drew a lot of defenders. He was on the front side. Then it was the other receiver who caught it, Owens. He went backside and no one was on him because McGee took up so much of the defender's attention.
Oh, was that Dedrick? Was that Declan McGee on that? I thought that was number 3. Excuse me.
No, it was Dedrick Mitchell threw the pass.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought, yeah.
Declan McGee, he was sort of the decoy. He ran a corner route, play side, and it drew a lot of the defense. But then it was Stephen Owens on the far side, taking advantage of the defense, drawn to someone else.
Yeah,
wide open.
There you go. And what a way to end the first half with a big score from Squalicum on that trick play with a wide receiver pass over again to Steve Owens, who made the catch. Squalicum up 21-10 in this one in the Wesco 3A League Championship. We're going to take our halftime break and be back in about 15 minutes or so with more action from this game going into the second half. You're watching high school football on STSPN.
thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes? At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Fans, don't forget tonight's game is being broadcast live all over Snohomish County and Western Washington on KRKO AM 1380 and FM 95.3. Calling the action are Tom Lafferty, Dan Mack, Craig Chambers, and Steve Woods. Join KRKO 1380 and FM 95.3 for the best in-prep football coverage all season long. Now, back to receive the kick out of Messina Makai Williams.
Welcome back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Squalicum has kicked the ball off to Snohomish High School.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, too. So they're going to move this ball up to about the 35-yard line.
And I was hoping that Snohomish would make Squalicum re-kick it just so we could actually have something to call going in, but nope.
Well, what a grand finale to end the first half with a wide receiver pass from Dedrick Mitchell all the way over to Stephen Owens, their sophomore running back who made a tremendous catch. He was wide open, but a great pass by Dedrick Mitchell. As Conover dropping back to pass, trying to hook up with Messina. He does so on the outside, but Messina is brought back for a loss of about 5. Not exactly the way you want to start the second half for Snohomish's offense.
And then Declan McGee grabbed a hold of Messina and just would not let go. And initially, when that play started, it looked like they were actually trying to set up a screen up the middle to Larson, but Larson fell down, and so that caused Conover to look to someone else, and that someone else happened to be Messina. But they lost 4 yards on that play.
Yeah, trying to hope that Messina's wheels would carry the way, breaking tackles and just being as slippery as he generally is.
But McGee said no.
Yeah, McGee had different plans on that one. Conover again out of the pistol, looking to his left side rather. Unable to connect with Messina on that one. I believe it was at Larson.
That was Messina.
Yeah, that was Messina, yep.
And then he took a shot from number 34, Billy Scammell, the linebacker. But still, Messina would say he should have caught that pass. It's up a 3rd and Sultan. I believe that's the correct direction. Todd, can we confirm?
I have a horrible sense of direction, so I cannot confirm that.
It is the right direction.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
Trips to the far side for Snohomish. Conover again out of the pistol. Into his left side. Going to jet one out to the 40-yard line, but unable to connect with Messina.
And that's
and that's going to be a 4th down for Snohomish.
Dangerous pass. You're facing a secondary that County tonight has 15 interceptions in the year, and that was throwing into double coverage. You're really playing with fire when you put the ball in the air against these guys, especially in a tight coverage like that.
Conover more so known for his running capabilities.
Well, and because of the success that especially the two Tylers have had running the ball, Conover hasn't had to throw the ball a lot this year. But with the game the way it is, if it continues to be this 11-point deficit, he may be asked to throw the ball a lot more than he's used to.
That was Wyatt Berg kicking the ball away. That goes out of bounds.
Another short punt. It looks like he's doing
about
this,
the 45-yard line.
Looks like he's doing like the semi-rugby punt where he kind of takes a step or two to his right, and every time he's done that so far tonight, it's been a short kick. So if they're not going to pressure you, just catch the ball, take a step or two, and then just try to boom it as far as you can out there.
Yeah, not having much distance.
No need for this fancy rugby punt stuff. That when I see weird stuff on teams doing weird stuff on punts these days, I go back to my old special teams coordinator hat and go, okay, how would I block this?
You tell him.
How would I call a punt block design a punt block for these guys?
They're going to take advantage of the different longer technique. Spencer Lloyd handing the ball up to
Schlembecker.
His guy Baker, their freshman running back, who had a big touchdown, the second score of the game in the second quarter, where he broke several tackles where it wasn't reminiscent of beast mode. I won't go there. It's a little too blasphemous to say that, but it was rather impressive as Dedrick Mitchell juking his way to the right side with a big gain.
On that little pop pass where he goes to fly sweep motion, then quarterback takes the snap and just pitches it forward.
That's another Squalicum first down. Dedrick Mitchell, who had a spectacular pass and starting to make a significant impact because it's been a misconnection all night between him and Spencer Lloyd. But on the jet sweep right there, and Lloyd looking down the middle, but unable to connect. with his receiver. He had right there on the play Declan McGee, but unable to connect with that one yet again for Squalicum.
McGee running a post route. He had to step on his man, just throw was a little too far out in front. And something I'm kind of really conscious about right now, early, because that first half ended in such a devastating fashion for Snohomish. What's their energy level like coming out of halftime, and are they mentally in the game, or are they just or was that play just too deflating?
And on top of that, we'll get to it after this play, is Lloyd keeps it to the left side. You have to wonder if Joey Hammer, their head coach for Snohomish, has really instilled that message into them to be physical too, because like I said, with Schlenbaker on that second touchdown of the game where there were several missed tackles, several broken tackles, not enough physicality you would see. And that's not to say that Schlenbaker had an easy run right there, because he's a talented running back himself at just a freshman level, but you want to see more effort from that Snohomish team defensively.
Tackling's been, I don't think it's been as much effort. They're just not a good tackling team, and sometimes.
A good tackle right there from Tyler Messina, who stops him at fourth down rather now.
It's rare to see a good team that plays with good effort be not good at tackling, and the Snohomish team I think does fit in that category. Sometimes it's just there's got to be a connection from brain to muscle as far as doing the technique at the right time.
Knowing where you're at in the current situation and making the adjustments that are necessary too. Furthermore.
But if they can get a stop here on fourth down, that would be huge to get them a little bit of momentum back in this game.
Lloyd again out of the shotgun. Schlenbaker to his left side.
Screen.
Trying to go for a screen pass, and he finds his guy who gets the first down and more, and that's a touchdown, Squalicum. But it looks like a flag was thrown, and this may be called back. Colin McEachran on the screen pass catch with what was looking to be a touchdown, but now may potentially be called back. It's a holding call on the offense, and that will be brought back. What a costly one.
Huge penalty and a big break for Snohomish, and now it's going to be fourth and around 15. And let's see what Squalicum decides to do. Will they go for it, or could they decide to punt it and maybe try to pin Snohomish deep in their own territory?
Is that one tackle and he was off to the races, but you have that costly. It was a holding call. It was a holding call, and
the ref was far away. I couldn't tell.
I saw him gesture holding, so it was definitely a holding call. But you have to wonder if they can keep their confidence. But he's instead going to punt it away.
Lloyd with the quick kick himself, and this will go inside the 10. So
good enough kick to get them in tough field position for that Snohomish offense.
Didn't have the high arc that Conover's didn't go quite as far. So I'll give the between the two quarterbacks the punting edge to take Conover.
Well, and also, I mean, of course, you obviously want the distance, but the control to have it in the right field position. And, obviously you'd prefer it to be down in the 5, especially down in the 1, but at least within the 10-yard line gives them a better shot at field position defensively.
Gotta break up the foot wedge.
Conover again out of the pistol. He's going to hand it off, fake the handoff to Larson, and finds his receiver on the right side with a big gain. He connects right there with Mekhi Williams, his number 1 guy on the outside.
Little play action fake. Linebackers bid on it, and then you're on the slant right behind him. And Mekhi Williams then does a good job after the catch, gaining extra yards. And if he breaks that tackle, he could have been off to the races for a big play.
Big RPO on that one for a big first down. Snohomish trying to build some momentum on that fourth down stop, or excuse me, on that forced punt in Squalicum's offense. Conover again out of the pistol, hands it off to Larson. Fakes the handoff and again connects with Mekhi Williams. That'll be down at about the 32-yard line for only about a 2-yard gain.
And Snohomish may have found something here. Because they've had such a strong running game all year, it really will open up the play-action pass. And if the Squalicum linebackers can continue to stay aggressive, Snohomish can take advantage of that and call a lot of play-action passes and get some big yardage.
They're really starting to change it up, it seems like, especially a lot more emphasis early on in the second half with the pass game. So you see them, changing it up and not looking and relying on their star running backs in this early in the second half as he connects with Messina to the outside. Messina juking his way down inside the 47-yard line.
Best play they've had with Messina all night.
Another first down for Snohomish and their offensive performance right now.
Well, play action to Larson, and Messina just on a little swing route, get him the ball in space. And this time he actually, once he got the ball, he had some open field. He didn't have two defenders in his face, which he's really seen a lot tonight.
Conover again. Two receivers with one receiver to the outside on each side. To send Messina in motion with a handoff up the middle to Larson, who breaks a couple tackles, gets the first down, and gets down to about the 29-yard line for a big carry on that one.
And a touchdown saving tackle for Squalicum. It looked like it's a
29-yard run on that one for Tyler Larson.
It was Declan McGee who made the touchdown saving tackle. Otherwise, Larson would have been gone. But
it looked like it was about half a foot away. If he would have just broken that last tackle by half a foot.
And Snow, they're adding a few. They're showing some wrinkles to the offense that they haven't shown all year, and I think it's really got the Squalicum defense confused.
Timeout is taken by Squalicum. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're watching Friday Night Football on STSPN.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
And we are back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Snohomish, Washington. Squalicum is up 21-10. It's the 7:08 mark in the third quarter. It's Snohomish. A big run from Tyler Larson on that last play brings him down to about the 30-yard line with a lot of momentum as well.
And because so much they're doing a few things differently on offense so far this possession, Squalicum called timeout just to kind of get their defense settled down.
Another carry for Larson, who bolts to the right side. He gets inside the 25-yard line, down to about the 24.
They sent Messina in motion, and that drew the eyes of a few defenders for Squalicum. Give it to Larson going the other way.
Again, a lot of instances with short yardage, but, however way you can get it, getting those first downs obviously important and the way to keep the chains moving and keep the defense off their heels, but no explosive plays from the run game thus far tonight. Conover faking the handoff, trying to connect with Mekhi Williams. Right there with a defensive play, Ashton Toktikin.
Good play by Toktikin on the slant. He got there right when the ball arrived, so good no call by the referee there. But I think now if I see that as an offensive play caller, that they're playing the slant route aggressively, I'm calling a slug out route, which is a slant and go. And hopefully we can get maybe a pump fake on it and get a big play there.
Conover, Messina in motion.
We'll shift.
Fakes the handoff. It looks like there may have been some miscommunication on that one. I think he was expecting his running back to take the handoff or at least fake the handoff. But keeps it himself, and it's going to be fourth down now and 1.
I think they're expecting to run power, but I think Larson may have gone the wrong way. So Conover did a good job. He didn't panic. He kept it himself, got behind Carter Cole to pull and guard, and was able to make this a fourth and very short.
It looked like with the body language that maybe that play wasn't executed
the way intended.
The way it was intended to, exactly. Messina shifting over to the left side now, out in the backfield, right next to Conover. He takes the handoff up the middle, and Messina with his first touchdown of the night.
Again, that shift where Messina goes to one side, Dunham tight end goes to the other. It's a little more eye candy for the Squalicum defense to deal with. Then they run right behind Carter Cole. Who should be all-conference offensive lineman. And Messina, once he got free, he was gone. No one was going to touch him then.
And yeah, once he gets to that open field, all bets are off because this guy has some wheels.
If you're blocking for him, once he gets past you, take a knee so they don't call you up for blocking the back.
There you go. And the PAT to boot. Snohomish finds himself only trailing by 4 in this one with 5:43 remaining in the third. We're going to take a quick commercial break here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. You're watching Friday Night Football on STSPN.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
Grant outscores Nix by himself.
Welcome back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Panthers have put their second score on the board, or second touchdown rather. Narrow the deficit to only 4 against Squalicum Storm's 21 points. And a big run from Tyler Messina, their star running back, that speedster out of the backfield, number 21.
Went for 21.
Yeah, there you go. 21 for 21 right there. A big carry up the middle, and when he's in open field, he is as unstoppable as he gets. Squalicum takes the return out of the 25-yard line. Dedrick Mitchell on the return gets down to about the 32, only about a 7-yard gain. Squalicum offense will take the field.
And now, after the offense got them that score, it's really important for the Snohomish defense to get a stop here. You don't want to be trading scores with Squalicum at this point in the game because you'll always find yourself either down 11 or down 4. So they need to get a stop, keep continuing with this momentum, and get their offense the ball back.
What did you take away from what Snohomish did offensively to change things up early on in the second half with going a lot with the play action?
A couple different formations. They showed some shifts that they hadn't shown all season, just some things differently, and they had the Squalicum defense on their heels and doing a little too much thinking and not enough playing.
Lloyd with the fake handoff, keeps it up the middle. He'll be down at about the 33-yard line rather for about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah. To take away some of these running lanes up the middle, you're seeing some real aggressive linebacker play from Snohomish. And that time it looked like it was number 12, Ryan Douglas, on that tackle. And it's as long as it continues to work, you'll see Snohomish doing it. But eventually, you might see Squalicum try to take advantage of these aggressive linebackers and go play action and try to hit something behind them.
Wide receiver in motion in Dedrick Mitchell. Lloyd with the keeper, but Messina right there had something to say about it. He gets a stop on second down, make it 3rd and long.
Great read by Messina. He saw that play open. He saw the hole open up, and he did not hesitate. He went and hit it and was able to get the tackle on Lloyd for a minimal gain, setting up a 3rd and long. And because he's less than a 50% passer, so these are the situations that the Snohomish defense wants to put Squalicum in.
Squalicum doing a good job, though, generally protecting their quarterback tonight. Having too many sacks. He's right there. Lloyd finding his receiver, I believe. Trying to see a signal. Oh, rather unable to find his receiver in Dedrick Mitchell. And that would be
a little high to the outside, and Mitchell just could not control it while falling out of bounds.
And again, that connection. I mean, Mitchell is very elusive in his route running capability, but again, just unable to secure the ball once it's placed in his hands. Been a constant issue tonight. It'll be 4th down and 8. Their own 34 for Squalicum. They will kick this away, presumably. Tyler Messina, who's out there to return.
And I would not kick this ball anywhere near Messina from the punter.
You got that right.
Yeah, he did.
See what happens. And he does, but
Fair
Messina called a fair catch.
Good job by the coverage team for Squalicum getting there, forcing Messina into that fair catch.
And we're going to take a quick commercial break here from Veterans Memorial Stadium with Snohomish getting the ball when we return.
Daniels Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniels the best and one of the most recognized do-it-best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniels and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniels.
Here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where Tyler Larson trucking his way up the middle for a big gain. He's down at about the 49-yard line.
Late flag. This could maybe a face mask, maybe a late hit or unsportsmanlike conduct. I didn't see anything obvious.
I'm guessing this will be on the defense from what I saw, because it looks like there may have been something at the end. But we'll see if this is coming back. And then I see a gesture from the referee pointing to Snohomish's side, so we'll see what this is all about. But Snohomish.
So you want to go to buzzing tonight after the game? Yeah, sure.
Oh, we're going.
Oh. I didn't see anything. There was a punch.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't see it, but our producer
Todd Elvig spotting something out. That maybe there was a little more extracurricular activity going on after the play. Trucking his way. What a run by Tyler Larson.
The old-fashioned Madden truck stick.
Oh,
yeah.
You see that.
That was a punch on
That is
Squalicum.
clearly.
And
you have to wonder, I mean, throwing a punch, it now may have been.
But now they're marking that off on Snohomish.
That looked a little. I don't understand what was the logic of that, because frankly I'm a little confused right now, because that should have been a personal foul on
and
on
possible
defense.
and a possible ejection.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what I was getting to.
False start on Snohomish.
Okay.
And now
then
they did so. Maybe a false start or illegal procedure
flags
formation
on both sides. I got it now.
On Snohomish, and then they're going to call the personal foul. And had I been the Snohomish coach and seen that, I'd have been calling for an ejection there. That's
I would have
for.
too, honestly. That looked a little questionable. In terms of
more than questionable. That was.
Excuse me. Yeah. That didn't. There was no business for that whatsoever.
Kidney shots are like that, or even illegal in boxing. So,
in terms of questionable, I mean just in terms of allowing him to continue playing, because that
he should not be in the game.
I would not have allowed him in the game either.
Another shift again, just a little something different from Snohomish.
Again, an inside handoff to Messina.
Not much there, and good job by the Storm defense, just really playing all the gaps, giving Messina no room to run.
Is that on? I believe that was on Stephen Owens on the defense, who delivered that punch at the end. From what I saw, I believe it was number 25. But
regardless of who it was, just uncalled for, but hopefully that's out of their system. We can just play the game.
Conover out of the pistol, drop back to pass. And he finds Makai Williams, it appears to be.
And good job by Makai keeping his feet in bounds long enough to make the catch. And very close to the marker.
I think he may have gotten the first down. Yep. Looks like, they're giving him the first down. Makai Williams showing what he can do offensively in addition to being their starting cornerback defensively. Made a couple big catches tonight, helping take Conover move the chains. Conover handing the ball off to Larson.
And Larson just keeping his feet moving.
He is a workhorse, man. Yeah, that guy just does not know when to quit.
Great job keeping his feet moving, dragging the pile, and then a couple of his linemen are also helping push that pile. Some good, strong running by Larson. And
after that controversial activity before, he's like, take that.
Hey, if you want to get back at someone, you hurt him where it hurts most, and that's on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you show him with the play. And he did so right there, putting Snohomish down to about the 40-yard line. Squalicum territory. Conover again out of the pistol. Will hand the ball off to Larson, who busts his way up the middle and still moving.
Again, great second and third effort by Larson.
This guy is just incredible.
And if you think that doesn't fire up his teammates, then you need to think again.
If that doesn't ignite his spark in your team, I don't know what will, because that should really get the momentum going for the Snohomish team.
And great job by some of his linemen, too, helping push that pile, which is now legal after the Bush push several years ago.
Oh, yep. Reggie Bush against Notre Dame in 2005. Time expiring, getting a little help. Giving a little help for Matt Leinert. Another classic right there. Looking like this one could be two.
Oh, that bounce?
Looks
Makai
like
Williams.
I didn't see a bounce personally. Looks like he connected with Makai Williams on that one for a gain of about 4 on the play. They're getting inching closer and closer to the red zone of Squalicum.
That was a good catch. Just a little wide receiver screen by Williams. Only gained about 3 yards, so Squalicum will live with that.
Yeah, 2nd and 7, just anything you can to move the chains. They're trying to recapture the lead, of course. Squalicum been in control of this one from the get-go. Conover out of the gun, out of the pistol rather. Larson to the right side. And he gets out at about the 28-yard line, it looks.
He's running the stretch play to the right side. And decent job by the Squalicum defense, not letting him turn the corner and get upfield.
That run game really clicking in the second half. I think it helped a lot with a lot of their play action business right at the beginning of the third quarter.
Anytime you can run the ball, it always opens up. It really just opens up the whole offense if you can have success on the ground.
Conover with a handoff up the middle to Larson, who carries another defender, and they're still moving the pile. Oh my goodness!
Wow, what great effort! Great effort by
this kid is unbelievable. There appears to be someone down on Squalicum's side with an injury, but he's able to get up on his own
before
feet.
They have to stop play, but wow, it's just win or lose. I think some of these Squalicum defenders are going to be seeing number 22 in red in their sleep tonight.
You got that right, yep. Declan McGee running off gingerly to the sideline. Take a little breather and see what's going on with his what appeared to be a leg injury. As Larson continues trucking his way down inside the red zone of this Squalicum defense.
And I say keep feeding the ball. He's the hot hand right now.
I mean, Messina's had his fair share of quality carries, but Larson refuses to quit. It looks like they're going to
the fourth quarter.
They're going to let time expire in the third, and we are heading to the fourth with a tight-knit game here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Squalicum leading this one 21-17. You're watching Friday Night Football on STSPN.
Shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens. We'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Evergreenway in Everett. Ace is the place with the help.
We're all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Because we are Snohomish County's premier Lennox dealer, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. The Lennox Home Comfort System creates the ideal home environment. Enjoy innovation in every season with precise, quietly efficient Lennox heat pumps that keep your life simply perfect. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electric today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where Snohomish will change sides of the field. They're inside Squalicum's red zone. They're looking to punch another one in.
Again, we talked about this at the end of the third quarter. Larson's a hot hand. Feed him. Keep feeding him the ball.
And trucking his way down inside the red zone this entire drive, and they're going to hand it off to Larson yet again, and he gets down to about 6-yard line. It looks like they're going to mark him at. Again, getting closer and closer
and
to that Squalicum goal line.
5-yard carry. If you're Snohomish, you'll take that every time. Give Larson the ball.
Just preach that. Whatever you got to do. You know?
His last few times carrying the ball, the Squalicum has not been able to stop him without him breaking a bunch of tackles.
O-line can take a break. Just let him run out there. You know, he'll break all the tackles.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm kidding, of course. But it seems like he's broken about every tackle on every play. Messina, we're going to give it to him this time. He gets down inside the 1. Squalicum struggling to find answers to stop this run game.
Now, one of the reasons I'm not a huge fan of being exclusively a pistol or a spread team is this would be a situation where I consider a quarterback sneak, but in order to do that, you have to get your quarterback under center.
Exactly.
And since you never line up under center, the moment you do that, the defense would know something's up.
Because you don't want to take a chance with him out from under center so far away and take a beating. But Conover gets inside.
Oh,
and there's a fumble, but he gets the touchdown nonetheless.
They're going to say he broke the plane.
And it's a touchdown for the Panthers. A big score from their quarterback, Tate Conover.
And once you break the plane, and if you have to control the ball and you break that plane of the goal line, it does not matter what happens after that. It's a touchdown, and clearly this is not the same officiating crew that did the game.
I did sneak that in.
Game against Edmund Woodway in the stadium a few weeks ago.
Man, controversial touchdown in that one.
That is one. That was. I don't want to get. I could go down that rabbit hole there. So
I'll let the crowd know though. Carpaccio Cherry with a big touchdown run that was wiped away due to a controversial fumble call
where an official decided that the ground, specifically the goal line, can cause the fumble.
Yeah, if you ask me and Luke, I mean, Luke and I, we wholeheartedly disagreed with that.
On a more serious note, I can't tell the number, but there is a Squalicum player being helped off the field. And we haven't brought this up tonight, but if you look at the amount of players each team has, Snohomish clearly has a depth advantage against Squalicum. So any injury to a Squalicum player is going to be
costly.
It's a little more costly for them than it would be for Snohomish.
And I have to wonder what's going on with Devontae Powell, who hasn't really played much over the last quarter and a half.
Yeah, we have not seen him.
Or last few minutes, last like 10 minutes or so.
Really the last 2 quarters.
Yeah, it's been about that. But
the kick is good.
Squalicum finding themselves down by 3 right now at the 11-13 mark in the third quarter. Snohomish taking control right now of this one here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. We'll be right back. Here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where Snohomish takes the lead for the first time tonight, up 21 rather, over the Squalicum Storm, with a big drop the middle from Tate Conover. And
this would definitely be a very surprising result if this score holds. Squalicum, they're ranked in the top 10 in the state, and you often wonder too, did Snohomish here all week that the North is tougher, that the North is just a better than the South, and if that didn't give them a bit of a chip on their shoulder.
Snohomish kicks this down to about the 10-yard line, where McGee is out there to return for Squalicum. He gets down to about the 33-yard line for a 23-yard return.
McGee with the return all the way up to about the 33-yard line.
Squalicum's offense really They didn't do really anything at all in that third quarter, so they need to get back on track, get their rhythm back, and I think a lot of that will really kind of start with getting the ball in their best player's hands. That's their quarterback, Lloyd. Let him run the ball a few times, see if he can't get something started.
I mean, they struggled to stop him for the most part in the first half, and you have to wonder if they're going to lean on him when they find themselves down for the first time in tonight's game.
That's what I would do. I mean, when they got down against Oak Harbor, he's the guy that brought him back.
And on the keeper, on the fake sweep, goes up the middle for about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, last week, right after Oak Harbor went up, took the lead against them, it was Spencer Lloyd on a 62-yard run that proved to be the eventual game-winning score in that game up at Oak Harbor.
Oh, he's had a lot of big carries. It's not like he's just someone who gets a lot of short yardage situations where he gets the first down, and that's as much as it accounts for. He's someone who's an explosive guy that you have to account for as a,
he's a threat.
Getting explosive plays, and that's just who he is and who he's been thus far this year. And he connects with his receiver on that one for a big gain, and that will be a first down. That time, Zach Tucker.
Tucker, the receiver, just on a little, it's about 10-yard drag route across the middle on the play action, getting behind the linebackers. Good play design there for Squalicum. And because the passing game's been a bit of a struggle for the Storm tonight too, so a simple throw and catch like that can get Lloyd's confidence up throwing the ball as well.
Lloyd again out of the gun, looking to his right side, looking at Declan Mitchell, who finally connects on that one. A big play, jukes a defender and gets down inside the 5-yard line.
And just a simple, it looked like a smash concept. Run the outside receiver on a hitch route, run a corner route over top of that, and Mitchell does a good job then breaking free and getting down to the 5-yard line. Big play for Squalicum, and this would be a huge response if they can get a score here.
47 yards on that catch. Declan Mitchell, who again has been struggling to establish a connection with his quarterback and Spencer Lloyd all night, whether it's been overthrows or drop passes, but on that one, right on the money, and just what that Squalicum offense needed to recapture the lead. Lloyd with a handoff, fake handoff, goes up the middle and is in for the score. Touchdown, Storm.
Yeah, great response by the Storm. This time they just took quarterback power. They pull the backside guard, the play side blocks down, breaks a couple tackles and into the end zone. And the Squalicum did not waste a lot of time there retaking the lead.
You got to admire the toughness of Lloyd, not afraid to take that punishment with a lot of runs up the middle. It's not like he's running to the outside using his lateral movement, or so just going up the middle and finding openings thanks to that offensive line.
I mentioned it before, he also plays linebacker on defense, so he's clearly not afraid of contact.
Starts as an outside linebacker for that team, and a blocked point after touchdown. Keep the score at only 3. Storm leading 27-24.
That was Carter Cole. He also plays some defense. He got his big mitts on that.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. We come back. Snohomish will get the ball offensively. We'll be right back.
Rivertown Ale House was established in July of 1994 and is located at 1114 First Street in historic downtown Snohomish. Each time you visit the ale house, you may expect to find new beers and new food choices. Fred's Rivertown Ale House is well known throughout the beer community. Oftentimes, we are the first choice for breweries to introduce new beers, limited or specialty beers, and beers you just won't find anyplace else. At Fred's, we like to say that once we get you through the front door, our friendly service, relaxed family atmosphere, and our quality food and beverages will keep you coming back.
Maybe Conover.
Welcome back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Squalicum recapturing the lead with a big touchdown. Keeper up the middle from their star quarterback in Spencer Lloyd from about 10 or 11 yards out. And a big play yet again from him, who's shown up all night. Squalicum will kick this down to about the 11-yard line where Mekhi Williams is back there to return. Jukes a couple defenders, gets a big return down to about the 40-yard line. The Panthers in great field position to start off this drive.
The best part about that return is once Mekhi Williams got the ball, he did not hesitate. He just went hard straight up the middle. He didn't dance around. And he hit a crease and was able to set up his offense with great field position at their own 40.
He's made his presence known, of course, tonight offensively with quite a few key catches. Really put Snohomish in great position to move the chains. And a plethora of their scoring drives. Conover again out of the pistol with a handoff to Larson up the right side. Larson gets taken down to about the 44-yard line for a 4-yard gain.
And again, Snohomish, they're doing this pre-snap shift now that they've done a lot in the second half. And they'll start the tight end, whether it's Dunham or also Ryan Douglas. They both play tight end for them. They'll start on one side, they'll shift to the other side. Typically, teams will do that if they think that a defense prefers to play certain players on the strong side of the formation and others on the weak side, so they try to just flip things around on the defense.
They've certainly changed it up in the second half. With a lot of different play calls we've seen Joey Hammer, their head coach. Conover with a handoff to Larson, or excuse me, to Messina rather. Gets about 2 yards on the play, maybe one actually. Well, we'll give him about 2.
I thought they tried to run a trap play up the middle, but good job by Squalicum for clogging the middle there.
It's 3rd down for Snohomish. Here on their own 46-yard line.
And the way they've been running the ball this half, I would not shock me if they keep it on the ground here.
Conover out of the pistol, going to fake the handoff and roll to his left rather. Finds his receiver for the first down and more.
That's Douglas.
Ryan Douglas on the play.
Nice little plays on here. Play action, and Douglas from his tight end spot, he blocks down, then he leaks out into the flat, wide open there. He had plenty of space to make that catch and get up the field for extra yardage.
Tate Conover really clicking in the passing game tonight, especially in the second half, finding several guys. This time he'll hand it off to Larson up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, gets brought down at about the 32-yard line.
The way Larson's running out, it's like trying to take a bowling ball. He just can't.
You just can't. You just got to take the punishment and hope he comes down.
And hope he stops
with you. Yeah, there you go. Conover again out of the pistol with Messina to his left side. He's going to hand it off to Messina. Bolts up the right side. That'll be another first down for Snohomish.
And they didn't wait for Squalicum to really get set. They snapped it pretty quickly there, running a power play. And good push by the right side of the offensive line.
Got to tip your hat to what the offensive line has been able to do to provide holes for Snohomish tonight offensively. Is Conover finds his connection right there with Jacob Brandvold.
And Snohomish is definitely quickening up the pace here. I think they feel like they got the Squalicum defense on its heels a bit. So they want to increase the tempo, see if they can't get them a little tired out.
Brandvold has had an impact, quite the impact tonight. Big touchdown catch on the left side early on in the first half. With a rather rarer connection in the passing game on those big plays. Usually you'll see the short yardage situations. More of the explosive plays will come from the ground game, but on that one, spectacular connection between Conover and Brandvold. Conover faking the handoff, finds Messina on the right side, and Messina.
Touchdown. Oh, they're going to say he's out.
They're going to say he's out at the 1 yard line. I thought he got in on that one.
I thought he did too. Then maybe his foot stepped out. And Messina did a good job faking like he's going to block, and he got behind the linebacker.
What a shootout we have here at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
And by the time the linebacker realized what was happening, the ball was already in the air.
Just incredible to see what Messina can do on a plethora of levels. I mean, whether it's him out of the return game, him as a runner, him as a receiver,
Conover again.
Conover, this time as a runner, gets the score from 1 yard out on the fake handoff to Messina.
I think he faked it to Larson.
Excuse me, Larson.
And the whole Squalicum defense collapsed on Larson, and Conover just very alertly just saw that, pulls it, keeps it himself. And we got ourselves a barn burner here. It almost has the feel of whoever has the ball last.
There you go, yeah. It's going to come down to the wire, I think, in this one. Snohomish misses the point after touchdown. And it's a 3-point game again, with both teams failing to convert their PATs. And we're going to take a quick commercial break here from Veterans Memorial Stadium.
27, Snohomish Panthers 30.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where Snohomish takes their second lead of the night, leading 30-27. The big catch and run from Tyler Messina on the right side. It was about 16 yards worth, and then Conover with the keeper off the fake handoff to Larson punches it in for their score to recapture the lead and for the second time tonight. They will kick it off to Squalicum, who will return it about the 10-yard line. McGee gets brought down at the 22 for a short return of about 12 yards.
I think before the break we talked about whoever gets the ball last could win. Another way to look at it is whoever defense can get a stop will win.
It's been a shootout really
in this fourth quarter already. So
especially in the second half.
If one defense can just get a stop, that would be tremendous and go a long way into deciding this game.
Snohomish still trying to figure out a way to neutralize the running efforts of Spencer Lloyd. He's had numerous keepers tonight for significant yardage, and he's had his way, and Snohomish trying to find an answer right now with only 6:36 to go in the game. Lloyd will fake the handoff and almost finds the receiver on the left side. That time trying to connect with Zach Tucker, but unable to make the catch was Tucker. That'll be 2nd and 10.
And just from that, looking at the replay, it looked like Lloyd never really had a great grip on the ball. It just came out of his hand funny.
Yeah, it could have been a lopsided pass right there.
And it came out low, and he's so busy trying to get the fake, he never got his fingers on the laces.
Certainly not the best time for that to be happening as Schlenbaker gets the carry on the left side, and then a fumble.
I think Squalicum got it.
And Squalicum appears to have recovered the ball, but that looked like it could have been very costly had they not.
Well, Schlenbaker, he's a freshman, and we haven't seen Devontae Powell really since the second quarter, so he must be out injured. Powell's a junior, so who would you rather have in the game right now, a junior or a freshman? And so, especially with younger players, you always worry about ball security.
Exactly. And Powell, of course, I think is the more explosive athlete, but that's not to knock the potential of Schlenbaker.
And now that Schlenbaker's put the ball on the ground, you know every time he carries the ball, so much players are going to rip the ball out again.
There you go. See if it's in his head, too. It looks like there's a penalty that will stall this play.
They stopped the play, so it looks like it'll be a false start or...
Looks like a false start. That will be brought back 5 yards. Make it 3rd and very long. Not exactly a way of redeeming the failed efforts from Squalicum's defense to neutralize Tate Conover and that Snohomish offense.
And 3rd and long, and again, I mentioned before, Lloyd is a below 50% passer of the football, so this is really not the type of scenario that the Squalicum offense wants to find itself in.
3rd and 9. Looks like a timeout was called
by
Squalicum.
They realize this is a very important play, so they want the offense to get on the same page and get it right.
That is their 2nd timeout of the half.
We're going to keep it here, Veterans Memorial Stadium, where we've got like you said, a barn burner, a shootout, whatever adjective, whatever metaphor you want to use. I mean, it's been exciting to see this unfold the way it has, where Snohomish really, they found themselves in a tough situation, down by 2 scores going into the second half, and then really coming out and turning on the Jets.
Well, and you have to credit, initially when they came out at halftime, they looked a little lethargic, like that last touchdown that Squalicum got before the half really kind of took the wind out of their sails. But then you got to credit the tough, hard-nosed running of Tyler Larson. That really seemed to fire up his teammates, and they look like a whole new team after just like 1 or 2 of those runs. And then Conover's had maybe his best game of the season, both running and throwing the ball. He's really done a great job running the show for them. And I think as this game's gone along, the Snohomish defense, which has started all season, is getting more and more confidence because they know that if they can get stops against this high-powered offense.
Lloyd back out of the offset gun. Dropping back to pass, leaning to his left side. Tries to find Dedrick Mitchell, but again, a failed connection. And that'll make it 4th down and 9 on their own 24.
And it looked like they're trying to run the smash route concept where the outside receiver will run a hitch route and the inside receiver runs a corner. And then like at the very end of that route, Dedrick almost kind of flattened the route out and then had to readjust again, and that cost him valuable steps. He just took a poor angle on the ball.
And not exactly the way they wanted to bounce back.
And they have the
big
punt
score from Snohomish.
Squalicum does have the punt team out, but especially this time of game, in this scenario, if I'm Snohomish, I'm yelling out, watch the fake, watch the fake.
You think they'll have a chance? There's a chance they'll fake it even from here?
You never know. You never. Although now there's the penalty that back him up maybe more. I think the chance of a fake is a little bit less. But you don't want to get complacent here. It's much more important to be aware of the fake and then maybe just tell the return man fair catch it than it is to go out on a block or try to set up a return and get burned by fake because you didn't think that they'd actually try it here.
Yeah, and they are backed up another 5 yards.
If this was the first half, I'm not worried about a fake, but 4th quarter and they're down.
Can you trust the defense to stall Larson and Messina's efforts, who've just been tremendous tonight? Another terrific performance by both backs. Squalicum will decide to punt this one away down inside the 35-yard line.
And because Squalicum has burned 2 timeouts previously, they only have 1 left. So it's really imperative for their defense to get a stop as quickly as possible because you don't want Snohomish to get a few first downs and run a lot of time off the clock.
Especially with the way Snohomish traditionally gets their first downs in running the ball, which will chew up a lot of the clock. That's not something that another run team like Squalicum will want to have to deal with because, they're not going to get you're not as likely to get those big plays on run plays. And furthermore, get out of bounds to stop the clock.
And if that last touchdown was any indication, I tell Conover before he goes out there, be watchful on any zone reads. You may be able to get a lot of chances to keep it yourself.
Conover again out of the pistol with a handoff up the middle, but a flag was thrown prior to the start of the play. Maybe another false start.
Could be illegal formation.
Or illegal formation.
It was a side judge here that threw it, and one of his jobs is to count how many men are on the line of scrimmage. I think this is going to be illegal
presumably,
formation.
especially if it's from the side judge, presumably an illegal formation. And
that is
a lot of penalties tonight.
Yeah, and that's one of the when you continue to do this shift where you take the tight end and move to one side or the other, the receivers have to adjust too, because one of the wide receivers has to be off the line, one has to be on the line.
Squalicum will gladfully take that. A chance they can get any break they can get. Puts Snohomish in a tough situation. They will gladfully accept. False start, potentially, on the offense. It looks like that was called.
Same as illegal formation. Same motion.
Yeah, it was the same. Did you? Oh, okay. I thought you had seen something differently. But yeah, it could have been a false. It looks like it was an illegal formation though from the side judge. Heard word from our producer that it could have been otherwise, but either way, 5-yard penalty on the offense, and it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back on this next play.
It pains me to ever disagree with you, Todd.
Conover handed the ball off.
That's a Larson.
Larson on that one, who will get down to about.
You get the 5 yards back from the penalty, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah. Down to about the 34-yard line and make up for the yards on that one, but still 2nd and long and hoping they can put this one away with a couple first downs.
And I'm probably calling a lot of plays where it's either Larson or Conover can fake to Larson and keep it himself. We don't need to score again if you're Snohomish. You just need to keep the ball and run the clock out.
I wouldn't expect them to take any chances downfield like they did in the first half. Looks like a timeout may have been called.
By Snohomish. I don't think Coach Hammer
It's by Snohomish.
I don't think Coach Hammer is happy with how they were lined up.
They're going to regroup right here. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. In the meantime, you're watching Friday Night Football, the Wesco 3A League Championship here on STSPN.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
We are back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium with 4:10 remaining in this one. Snohomish in control of this one at 30-27 over the Squalicum Storm. They got possession as well. 2nd down and 10 on their own 33-yard line.
And if they can continue to give it to Larson or Conover keeps it himself and just average about 4 or 5 yards at pop, they can run a lot of time off this clock and walk away with the victory.
Conover again out of the pistol. With Messina in motion to the left side. He will hand it off to Larson up the middle. Larson get about 2 on the play. Make it 3rd down and 8.
Very interesting play call here by Coach Hammer. 3rd and 8, you keep it on the ground, or you trust your quarterback enough to throw the ball, knowing that if it's incompletion, it stops the clock.
What would you do if you were the head coach in this situation? Would you just try to chew up the clock with that powerful run game you have, even though it's 3rd and long, or would you take a chance to get the first down through the
play
air?
I like that they ran earlier is that they faked it to Larson and then they hit Messina on a little swing pass.
There you go. We'll see if that.
I like that. I like that play earlier. I might see it again here.
Conover decides to go with a pass, and he lofts one up the middle, but unable to find his receiver.
I did not like that play call.
Noah Dunham was overthrown on that one. That looked a little risky on that one.
Too greedy. You got a little too greedy. I would have called it much safer throw, and then.
Especially against Squalicum's secondary, who has, again, 14 interceptions in the first 8 games.
I'm wanting a high percentage pass so that even if it
had another one tonight,
even if it doesn't get a first down, you get a completion that keeps the clock running.
Snohomish kicks this down inside the 35-yard line, down to about the 32, it seems. Now it's on the Squalicum offense to get something going with just 3:12 remaining in this one. They had the lead for the majority of the night. Things changed in the second half when Snohomish found their groove offensively, especially led by their star running back in Tyler Larson.
And that with 3:12 left in the game, this is definitely 4-down territory. So expect you could see the whole playbook here from Squalicum.
Lloyd will take the field out of the gun with twins to the near side. And receiver in motion with Dedrick Mitchell, but he will keep the ball and head out to the left side, down inside the 35 to the 40-yard line. They'll gain about 7 on the play.
And I don't mind that call because Lloyd has been the most consistent threat on offense all night, and if he's getting 7 to 10 yards a pop, that's plenty of time for them to go down and score.
again. Receiver in motion, Mitchell again in motion. This time he's airing it out. And he finds his guy on the outside. And that's a big, big catch. Right there looked to be
Stephen Owen.
Stephen Owens? I thought I saw
Stephen Owen at 25.
Yep.
Coming out of the backfield on a rail route, and the ball was thrown a little bit behind him, but he did a great job adjusting to it, making the catch, and keeping his feet in bounds.
Great job by Squalicum to change it up a little bit, and it works to their benefit. Airing the ball out with a big gain. It's to Stephen Owens, who had that big touchdown catch to close out the first half with time expiring. Lloyd this time handing the ball off to Owens again, but he slips and falls. And that's going to be costly.
In a 2-minute drill, you really cannot afford too many negative plays like that, especially when it's in bounds and the clock is running. And Squalicum only has one timeout left, so they have to be very judicial in when they decide to use it.
Lloyd, two receivers to the far side out of the gun. Rolls out to his left with pressure and finds his receiver on the outside. Gets down to about the 42-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 5 approximately.
And actually, you know, if you're Snohomish, you're okay with it on second log. Yes, it's up 3rd and short, but they tackle him inbounds. The clock is running. Again, Squalicum only has one timeout, so they're probably not going to use it just yet.
Lloyd scrimming, get this offense ready in the right formation. Ready to go on this play as he drops back to pass. Guns it down the middle, finds his guy in Dedrick Mitchell for a first down and more. And they're down at about the 25-yard line for another first down for Squalicum.
The important thing here is the clock will stop long enough to move the chains. Mitchell just running a little in-cut, a dig route across the middle. Snohomish was playing a cover 4. Mitchell gets behind the linebackers and just cuts in front in between the two safeties. Good route and a good throw by Lloyd.
Squalicum out of the offset gun again, going with the air game right here and lofting it up, but maybe, and it's picked off by Snohomish. It's picked off by Snohomish. With 46 seconds to go, an unbelievable catch right there.
Lloyd going for it all, and it looked like it was number 20.
Caden Keithley on that one with a big interception that could, in fact, seal the deal.
Yeah, it should. Snohomish just has to take a knee a couple times, and this game will be over.
Pending no fumbled snap.
Just a little tip drill, and Keithley was in the right place at the right time. Lloyd got a little greedy. He didn't have to go for the home run right away.
A questionable call from Nick Lucy right there.
Well, I mean, it's not so much on the coach. It's the court. He had receivers running shorter routes. It was Lloyd who decided to go for it all right away.
Go for the deep ball right there. It didn't serve to their benefit. In fact, served to their detriment. That seals the deal for this one, presumably. Convert taking the first knee of the game. Closes out.
Looks like Squalicum is going to use their last timeout. They're going to force Snohomish to at least snap the ball a couple more times. You never know. The team not used to putting their quarterback under center. Could be a slight chance for a fumble snap, but not likely.
Nonetheless, an exciting finish and overall performance by both teams in this barn burner. Snohomish, again, presumably coming away with this one 30-27.
And they can say they are the Wesco 3A champions.
They are the 3A Wesco League champions.
And it's not something that they've been able to say around here for a long time.
It's been a long time, since 2007.
Since they made the state.
Made the state playoffs.
I'd have to look back on the last time they won the conference outright.
From my records that I was able to find online, I have not been able to track the last time they were able to
I know they won it in 2000. But beyond that, I don't know. Anytime after that, I don't know. But
we'll take another knee.
Hey, and let's talk about Coach Hammer for a second. Regardless of what happens next week and moving forward, because from here on out, everything's an elimination game. to win the Wesco in your first year as head coach at your alma mater, how can that be anything but a success?
Absolutely, a tremendous job done by Joey Hammer in his first year at the helm of Snohomish Panthers football. Incredible performance.
And Coach Hammer gets the water doused by the Gatorade bucket.
Yep, you see that dangling down, and
it's a cold night. It's a cold night, but that's a shower. Any head coach will say they'll welcome
anytime.
When anything you can get it.
Snohomish team celebrating, going crazy. What a performance by both teams in this one.
Great game. Great game.
Neither team will be out of it. Well, of course, obviously the winner won't, but Squalicum will not be out of it. Despite having lost this one, they will face the number 4 seed
from
the
South Sound Conference.
The South Sound Conference, which is presumed to be maybe, or it has the shot or the potential of being Central Kitsap, while Snohomish, now the number 1 seed, and your Wesco 3A League champs.
And we got word that Glacier Peak beat Mount Vernon 30-6. So both Snohomish district teams could have home games next week in the district playoffs. So that's big.
Snohomish presumed to potentially take on Garfield in their regional matchup next week.
And if it's not Garfield, it'll be whoever comes out of the Metro League in the number 5 spot.
Snohomish trying to milk this moment for everything it's worth, with having so much fun having won the Wesco 3A League Championship for the first time in a long time. It's been a while, and it's been a tremendous season for them, led by their star running backs in Tyler Messina and Tyler Larson. Tate Conover tonight, stepping up big time, had a couple big key passes. What did you see from him tonight, Luke?
He ran the offense. He led the team, whether he was throwing the ball, running. He took advantage of several opportunities to run the ball himself by reading the defense, making the right decision in the zone read. And he led his team tonight, and that's why he should be getting our player of the game, the player of the game T-shirt for the moment.
And he will, in fact, be getting it as long as we can get him up here while he's in the midst of, I'm sure, a parade of some sorts.
I think they're going to maybe sing the fight song or something.
Of course. Celebrate with their classmates, their parents, their friends, their loved ones for a big moment in Snohomish High School football history.
And knowing the tradition that Snohomish has with football, being Wesco champs, I feel like that's their rightful place. That's where they belong, at the top of the Wesco. And for this year, they can definitely say that.
We talked about, at halftime, what a surprise it was that Snohomish was even keeping themselves in this game, because there was a lot of people who were suspecting that Squalicum would come away with this swiftly.
Well, yeah, they were ranked.
And what did you take away from Snohomish's performance in terms of
resiliency?
Resiliency.
That double pass touchdown that Squalicum scored right before halftime, that was a gut punch. That could have really deflated a lot of teams. And even at the beginning of the second half, they still looked a little bit flat. But then Larson had those runs where he just dragging and carrying defenders, and that fired the team up, and that brought them back. And Conover running the show like he did, huge comeback for the Panthers against a team that, again, many people thought would win this one quite comfortably.
And in the middle of the third, with that, especially on that drive where he had numerous, it was carry after carry. Do you feel that was immediately right there, the change in momentum that set the tone for the remainder of the game?
That was the turning point. Those back-to-back runs by Larson where he's just dragging defenders and his linemen are helping push the pile down the field. Again, if that doesn't fire a team up, then you need to check them for a pulse.
There you go. I mean, well said, Luke. It's been a tremendous performance by Snohomish all around, namely their offense, and Tate Conover under center. Their two-star running backs, Tyler Messina and Tyler Larson. Conover really showed up in the passing game tonight. Tip of the hat for him to end this regular season, get off on the right foot, going into the postseason. To snag his team's first 3A Wesco League championship.
And I think Tate Conover is making his way up here.
In a while.
And I was talking about before with some people, if Snohomish is going to be a real threat offensively against better defenses, they're going to need more from their quarterback. They can't just rely on the 2 running backs to carry the load. And Tate Conover delivered tonight, and here he's making his way up here, and I think one of us will have to let him know what booth to come into.
Squalicum, again, potentially facing Central Kitsap, the number 4 seed rather, whoever that may be, if it's Central Kitsap, if it's another team, for the regional round. And Snohomish, to make their mark on history, I mean, it's a meaningful moment for their school, and especially Joey Hammer in his first year at the helm. We've got Tate Conover up here with us.
We got him set up with a headphone.
Get him a pair of headphones. Conover, first and foremost, congratulations on tonight. What a performance you had tonight with what you did in the air, what you did in the ground game. I mean, it was as impressive as it gets. I mean, just talk about what it meant like tonight for you to snag the Wesco 3A League Championship for the first time in a while in Snohomish.
It means a lot. We were down early, knew we had to fight, come back. Halftime, made some adjustments, came out and threw the ball a little bit more. Their defense got tired. We just had more heart than the night.
I want to let's go back to halftime, especially the play before half when they hit you guys with that double pass.
Yeah.
That felt like a real gut punch type of play. What was said at halftime, whether it was you or another senior leader or by the coaches, to kind of get you guys to rally back and come back out for the second half?
We just had to lock it in, know our assignments, and just play with everything we got. Don't leave anything on the field tonight.
And talk about what was going through your mind on that big connection with Jacob Brandvold in the first half with that big wide open catch down the left sideline over there. What was going through your head on that play?
We knew, so in film we knew they were going to watch our bunch because the last couple weeks we've only ran bunch to Tyler. So we just faked a little screen pass and ran the jail up the sideline.
And yeah, watching some of their tape, they've been known to they create a lot of turnovers in the air, but they can allow some big plays too. Was that something you knew in your head that this is our opportunity to really capitalize with our momentum that we're building out of the ground game to take a shot deep and really get that connection that you needed?
Yeah, we knew they were a disciplined team, so we just had to make the most out of all our plays.
And then in the third quarter, really looked like Tyler Larson put you guys on his back, literally and figuratively. How much did that fire you guys up?
Just gets us pumped. Know the kid's working, line's working. I just love this team.
What's it like having that 1-2 punch in Messina and Larson? Because one's a power back in Larson. Messina's got the wheels. I mean, not that Larson can't run. He's got some wheels too. Both have their fair share of both attributes, but, having that diversity out of the ground game, what's it been like to you to open up opportunities successfully for you?
Well, the defense is watching 21 and 22. They follow him, fake to Tyler, and give the ball to Tyler Larson. They follow both of them, so we watch our film. They're just following everybody, and it actually opens up some plays for me when they just gash and try to get Tyler.
Absolutely.
Well, Tate, I'm going to present you this T-shirt, Player of the Game. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Best wishes to you next week. You guys might be playing Garfield.
Yeah,
I don't
Garfield
know. We don't know for sure yet.
Yeah.
Number 1 seed's expected to host the number 5 seed out of the Metro League, which is expected to be Garfield High School, and we're going to get that picture, of course, with him with the MVP T-shirt for tonight's big game and Wesco 3A League champions. And what do you guys? This is a new experience for you guys, being in the playoffs, and so you've had the state play-in game, of course, in 2016, but being in the state playoffs now as Wesco 3A League champions, how do you keep your foot on the gas pedal, steering the ship in the right direction? What's going through your head as that comes along?
Keep everybody focused, everybody lock it in, and nobody has a bigger heart than our team.
Well, Tate, congratulations again.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you next week against Garfield.
Yeah.
And keep it rolling. You never know how many chances you get in life for something like this. Take advantage of it.
Thank you.
And a big win tonight for Snohomish as they come away with this one as the Wesco 3A League champions, winning 30-27 over the Squalicum Storm. And that about does it for us here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. On behalf of our guest, Tate Conover, our producer, Todd Elvig, and my broadcast partner, Luke Winsor, I'm David Gillespie saying so long here from Veterans Memorial Stadium here in Snohomish, Washington. We'll see you next time here on STSPN.